that.
Alright, I think with that...
I cast server ban.
We are good to get started.
I can do it.
So, 7 Deadly Sins. We last left off with quite the eventful session. The party, after escaping by the skin of their teeth from the guardians of the Underdark Drow City, the party teleported to the workshop at the heart of the Labyrinth of Anastasia Nosib. Within this workshop, they found several things. One being some notes that Anastasia kept. That maybe gave some insights into various problems that they are facing or might possibly have to face in the near future. It also gave some insight into PJ's connection with the Bloodlust curse and how PJ's blood differs from that of most mortals. Especially in regards to its connection to the Labyrinth with Anastasia
It's fucking magnetic.
Basically, the party discovering that Anastasia's Labyrinth is powered by her own blood, and nature making it something akin to the Bloodbearer and kind of various other things. Also, various discoveries and intrigue regarding an expedition that Anastasia made to Rock regarding doppelgangers, but just a lot of intel and a lot of curious happenings and a lot of experimentation. Some deadly experimentation.
But a couple key documents as well.
But a couple of key documents and a couple of key discoveries. And
a lot of theories.
And a lot of theories. So.
You also got a long run.
You also all got a long rest, yes.
Thank God.
I have something
we all got a long rest, and then we woke up, and PJ almost killed himself, and then we took a short rest.
Yes.
Okay, it wasn't intentional.
Aaron, I do have 3 things to do real quick before I forget, because I wanted to do it last session, but I forgot. First, I'm going to look for a tampon.
Okay.
What?
It's for the blood, yeah.
Alright, go ahead and roll an investigation
Okay, but
check.
also, like, this...
Aaron, quick question. Isaac has someone who uses firearms. It's used to blow.
If all of the
You know what? We'll see what Miro rolls.
What?
We'll see what Miro rolls.
11.
Logically speaking, does that mean Agonia invented tampons, considering they're the center of like technological?
You know what? Yeah.
Innovation?
Yes, they did.
Actually, they focus more on metal-based technology and steam. But the thing is that tampons were originally created to plug up bullet wounds, so it would likely be something built by Agonia's enemies. Because Agonia was the one that
Sylvia made them then.
Sylvia made them. Well, Sylvia
tampons confirmed.
Sylvia more so dealt with the various magical escapades, but
I also don't think Agonia has a high cotton agriculture.
Not really, no. It probably most likely would have been probably either Milo, probably not Milo actually, probably be Sibo. Those gnomes. Well, anyway, you do find you find two kinds. You find one that Anastasia had that seemed to be a very, very old box.
Need brand names here.
And you do see in Isaac's one of Isaac's pouches a couple.
Cool. I take 2. Are these pearl tampons? I need to know brand names.
These are specifically sapphire tampons.
What flavor?
They're not a flavor, Jeremy. They're sizes, but they're not flavors.
Clearly, you've never used a tampon.
They have the green boxes and the yellow.
So they're written on the side of the box in curled handwriting, very very loopy and beautiful. Says blood stoppers, and you see that there are 3 different sizes that you can use.
Kamir's been watching you, you and Ander do research while making potions. They, looks over and is like, what the hell are you doing?
I'm getting some blood stoppers.
Mirio, I'm not going to make a period joke. Please tell me why you need them.
Hey, they're not just used for periods. It's like a Swiss Army knife of personal hygiene.
Okay. I'm okay, but... Okay. Alright, fair enough.
And then I'm looking for duct tape.
Okay.
Oh god.
I'll say, go ahead and roll another investigation check for me.
We're in a workshop.
Oh no.
Can I assist?
You can.
Weren't you the artificer?
Hey! 20, dirty 20.
You do find various rolls of duct tape. Actually, some very like fancy different kinds of duct tape. Some
19.
seemingly magical, or in being instilled with some kinds of magical properties.
I take the mundane duct tape.
All right.
I take the magic duct tape.
All right. Go ahead and add magic duct tape to your inventory.
Cool.
Bad line.
Hey, as a tinker, I'm very curious.
I just need the duct tape for its actual function. And does anybody have the spell catapult? Asking for a friend.
PJ's gonna get up from his forced long rest, Mirio.
Short rest.
And can he look for like metal scraps and specifically spiced apple cider, the one that Anastasia?
Sure. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me. For both of those things, please.
Separately or together?
Separately, please. Or two different items, and both have varying difficulties to discover those
A
things.
27 for the apple cider.
Okay.
And a 29 for metal scraps.
All right. For the apple cider, PJ, you kind of begin to kind of like look around. You're having a little bit of trouble finding any like perishables, any food or anything. However, you do find what seems to be a very old, sort of crumpled up piece of parchment, and as you sort of smooth it out, you can see that written in it is a recipe. And you recognize it to be your mother's recipe.
Oh, yeah.
You see that there are several areas in it, though, that seem to be, like, crossed out, or some ingredients that don't look like they would actually belong in spiced apple cider, which marks you a little bit strange.
And what about the metal scraps?
Metal scraps, you find a ton of them. You find they're, like, all throughout the labyrinth. There's, like, metal scraps that are involved in, like, that unfinished automaton you saw. There are metal scraps, like, there's an entire, like, storage unit that is just full of different kinds of metal scraps based on the different materials and based off the you know, makeup of each of the kinds of metal that they're made of. You have quite the variety here.
I'm trying to remember which metal alloy was both the sturdiest but the lightest. Okay. I'm going to... Are any of the scraps of metal previously enchanted?
Doesn't seem that any of them seem to be. Anything that's previously enchanted, there doesn't seem to really be. It seems that a lot of the stuff that of enchantment-wise is instilled after the building process instead of opposed to during.
Okay, then I'm probably going to scavenge some metal scraps from some of the more recent-looking automatons that I see in the lab.
Okay. I'll say it takes it there. You can't take a ton because you're gonna be traveling a lot. But I'll say you gather around 20 pounds of metal scraps.
Thank you.
Hooray.
Not much longer. I just need to do one more thing when PJ's done rummaging.
Do I see any way that she used to, like, communicate safely with the maze in her lab?
Roll another investigation check for me.
Actually, is there a map?
Roll an investigation check for me.
There wouldn't be a
Let's
map.
do
How would a map
Do Ruby and Isaac
work
wake
in
up,
an
by the way?
ever-shifting
Maybe the
maze?
magic.
I got
Yeah, you guys
I got
do
a
wake up.
28.
28?
28.
Ruby and Isaac were a little quiet.
20,
I got a 15.
15. Mirio, you don't find a map. PJ got a 28.
Here.
PJ, you continue to kind of look around, and what you kind of use as your gauge for this is you begin to kind of run your hand over any areas that seem like they might be hiding anything, looking for that same sort of glow in the kind of makeup of the like various parts of like her workshop, like how they did previously when you found those notes. And it takes you the better part of a half an hour until eventually you find one single plank, like in the floor, sort of based in the far corner, kind of away from everyone else. You see it just sort of ever so slightly glows at the edges, a bright red. What do you do? It seems to be something of interest as you're kind of looking around.
Oi, Mirio.
So, find something?
Oi,
Yeah.
wanker, get out
Did you over
there.
here?
Sure. I kind of mosey on over. and assess the situation.
So I was looking for a space where perhaps my mom could have been like safely communicating with Maze and not, dying. And I came across this wooden panel, and there's this energy reading from it. Is it familiar, Aaron?
Yes, it's familiar to the same energy that glowed when you opened the drawer that had the notes inside of it, that had the false bottom.
Has a similar energy to one of the secret drawers she has here.
Pry it up.
Do you want me to pry it up?
I have a crowbar.
He just
pulls it out of his
middle hand and bring it up.
Your metal hand? PJ, you don't even have to really touch it much, because if you place your hand on it, you see it falls down.
I'm like, dang, PJ.
And opens into what seems to be a tiny, staircase. But it's just it could be even for just a little mouse could go down there, but probably not you. But you see a little tiny staircase. It leads into darkness.
Can you just looks in what?
Mia, you have that pseudo dragon, right?
Yeah, actually. I was just about to ask if I could help. Ingrid.
I don't think see what we're doing though.
Yeah, only Mirio's there.
Yeah, no, so Isaac followed.
Oh, Isaac followed?
Isaac followed me. Before we do anything, PJ, I should probably send that message first.
PJ, don't worry. I can see through Ingrid's eyes. That's part of my connection with her.
But she's not of my blood. Although Muriel, if you could send that message, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I was about to ask, what do you want me to say?
Alternatively, send the message first, then I'll tell you something.
What do you want me to say to them? I don't want to we need to ask for help in a way that isn't too obvious that we suspect as that.
Guard Aranius from anyone, and we mean anyone.
Also, except for me. No, because then shape-shifting exists.
That'll be sus, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Give them a code word, so they know it's us.
What's a good code word? How about Opal?
Makes sense.
What's a phrase that the rest of you use that they would know?
Well, they haven't met any of you guys. I'm gonna say Opal just because it's something that not many people will know.
Or just use a random conversation.
Yeah, that works.
It shouldn't come up. Also, I don't want to use a phrase because I only have a word limit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cast Sending Aaron to. I just kind of say out loud, Armand Pinebryce of the Light Bearers. So.
Okay, what do you say?
Okay, first I have a question. They know it's me, right?
Yes, they will know by they hear your voice in your mind. So he will hear your voice in your mind, and he knows your voice. But you can send a message to really anybody. But they'll just hear a voice in their mind, but he would recognize it.
I just figured I want to make sure I didn't need to waste time with an introduction.
Yeah, you're fine.
Guard. It's Aranius, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Guard Aranius. From anyone. Code is Opal for safety. We suspect an assassination.
Somebody.
Come to Agonia. What was the place called again? What district, PJ?
This is in the capital.
The capital.
Come to Agonia.
That's it. So you got.
Cool. Yep.
Mirio? Oh my god, guys, it's Mirio Togata!
Who the fuck?
Fucking fans.
Yeah! We can do it! Thank you for trusting us! The Lightbearers won't let you down! We promise!
I hope not.
Those children.
Okay, so Aranius is as good as dead. Let's go. Some fans that I know.
Okay. PJ, I can cast polymorph on you. If it needs to be you, then that's our best bet.
But if I encounter something that wants to kill,
It's either that or Ingrid. What?
polymorph.
Or unless want me to polymorph you?
Yes.
Wait, hold up.
All right. What animal do you want? And I start like
Come here. Are we sure we want you to polymorph?
I'm polymorphing PJ. I can polymorph PJ.
Would we rather have Ruby? Your spells are very potent.
I can do it without spell slots.
Oh.
Yeah. Eldritch Invocation. So I turned Ingrid into. I turned Ingrid into, I guess the sword because that's what it was last time. And I kind of I wave it at PJ. What animal do you want?
What animal will be smart enough to remember what it's supposed to do?
It's still gonna be PJ.
Yeah, how about a mouse?
Yeah, but you will have
mouse?
the intelligence of the animal that you polymorph into.
Hold on.
Is that how that works?
Wait.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Druid wild shape, you keep your mental stats. Polymorph, you take on the mental stats of the creature that you are polymorphed into.
Mouse folk.
Maybe
Hold on, let me check.
Because mouse folk still have human intelligence.
Mouse folk are also still roughly like halfling size.
Damn it! I thought they were small.
And aren't. Mouse folk are also not mouse sized.
Pet rock.
Hmm?
Pet rock.
Pet rocks can't move.
But they're hyper intelligent.
True, but I won't be able to move.
I'm still struggling to
Conure.
understand.
A what?
A conure.
What is that?
It's a type of bird. Very intelligent, very small.
I can turn you into a pixie too.
Not with polymorph. It has to be a beast.
It does have to be a beast.
Yeah. Do you not remember from the virtues? This whole thing.
Conure.
Any beast, yeah. Okay. You're right.
Conure.
The target's games. Okay, yeah, and you're also right, Kaden. The target's game statistics, including mental ability scores, are replaced by the statistics of the chosen being. It retains its alignment and personality. So you'll still be you just might be dumber.
Conure. Come on.
How do you spell it?
Conure.
Don't the polymorph? Don't you need to see it before?
Have I seen one of those before, Aaron?
The fact that you're asking me to believe
roll a history check.
Okay.
Wait, PJ, you have mirror image. Just do that.
Mirror image just creates so much.
No, I know.
It's
you
a
can
type
turn
of
up mirror-
parrot.
Okay. Minor illusion.
It's a type of parrot.
Would you have
16.
16. You've spent enough time in your like kind of various like travelings that I'll say yes, you have.
Okay. I'm like, all right. I think I know what you're talking about. I didn't know that's what it was called. Sorry. All right. Stand back. Shia Kazik. And I lightly tap the tip of my blade on PJ's forehead.
All right. As you do, PJ, you feel your body begin to kind of slowly heat up. And as the heat begins to become so intense that you feel like you can't bear it, you kind of look down and you see your body has changed into that of this creature.
Does that animal have dark vision? Can PJ see in the dark? PJ, peck at the ground once if you can see in the dark. Peck twice if you can't.
What does the stat block say?
I should have turned him into a bat or something. I'm like sitting thinking about it.
Conures can see well in the dark, but not like full night vision, because they have very few light sensors, and so they naturally are used to the dark.
That's fine.
I can just cast light on you.
That works too.
I just didn't know if you wanted me to.
Okay.
PJ is gonna, or Conure PJ is gonna head down.
Alright.
Okay.
Don't die.
All right. PJ, as you sort of down, little bird legs taking you, you hop one step, then 2 steps, further and further down, until you make it into what seems to be a very small room. You can see gold lettering engraved, just glimmering out in the darkness. And this kind of strange circular little opening.
What do the gold letters say?
What languages do you speak?
Probably the wrong ones. I'm gonna check. Okay. I speak Celestial, Common, Elvish, and half Elf language, but also a language. But yeah.
Okay. It seems to be written in Celestial.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Okay.
One of the few spicy ones I know.
As you look, you see the words. Circe aided Jason long ago with golden fleece. Medea, too. No, not Medea, sorry. Medea aided, excuse me, sorry, I messed up the name. Excuse me, wrong one. I was looking at my other character notes.
I was like, that's...
Medea aided Jason long ago, but their union ended in a strife.
My mom care about that. Okay.
What is the price Jason paid for guidance?
We can't say it.
Yeah, we're not there.
I know.
PJ's gonna try to hop through the tunnel.
I know.
It's just a circular room. And you can see that's what is written in the golden letters.
I thought you said there was a tunnel through the wall.
The tunnel was leading down, was from the stairs, and there was just a small circular room with that written all around it.
Conjurers have speaking abilities. So can I yell through the tunnel?
They're parrots. You can do mimicry.
Can I yell through the tunnel?
The closest actual stat block would be a raven.
Yeah.
Which also does point out a mimicry feature. If you can try to speak it.
I go down, I yell every single letter in the alphabet. Okay, now you can piece together something. There you go.
Something.
Cool. What is it?
It says Medea aided Jason, but they ended up having strife. What was the price Jason paid for guidance?
Alright, talk about your boyfriend, Mirio?
No, I don't believe so. I believe this is some myth relating to a different pantheon. I'm trying to remember though, I'm not as well versed. Ruby, do you think did you read anything or Isaac in college, either of you guys, with your fancy
Ruby's not here yet. Ruby's rolling around in the other room, still like half asleep.
Ruby's awake. I'll say it was only a short rest. So Ruby, you can be up by now. If you'd like.
Ruby's rolling around in a wheelie chair.
Yeah, in Kamir's wheelie chair.
I walk in. What do you say? I'm sorry. What?
What price did Jason have to pay in the fleece story? I remember.
Will Kamir know anything about this? What do you heard this week?
Roll either a history or religion check for me.
All right.
What would I know about this?
Roll either a history or religion check for me.
Involving the golden fleet.
Oh, that's not
15.
15. Okay. And Ruby?
26.
26. Kamir, you remember hearing something about an old legend that related to kind of these old heroes. And Jason and Medea was the story of, you can't exactly remember, but you do remember that they were married at one point, and Medea ended up killing Jason.
Okay. Try his life. I like shut down there.
Ruby, you specifically remember that he was brutally murdered in cold blood, along with both of her children. Medea murdered Jason. Medea murdered Jason.
And his family?
And his family.
Try his family. Because
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Jason's during the whole fight with Medea's killed not only him but his family as well.
Dude, try blood.
That was brutal.
And I stole it.
Brutal. As you can just see Ruby just waking up, rubbing her eyes like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
it would. Big brain plays over here. No.
Pick one. Pick one of them at least.
PJ kind of walks back up to the wall, reads through the letters again.
Do you need the riddle repeated?
No.
Okay.
Well, he paid with his family and paid with his life. And I suppose there really is his bloodline.
Yeah.
Is that your answer?
Yes.
PJ. Is your answer blood?
All me.
No,
All
that was
me.
Oh,
You see that from the center of the chamber seems to be a sort of circle kind of opens up. And a platform sort of opens. And you can see what seems to be a long needle. Like a sewing needle.
Uh-oh.
PJ's like, no one's watching me. Oh my god.
Shiny.
I get to commit self-harm.
I'm pretty sure if you stab yourself with that, you will turn back into a big PJ.
No, that only happens when you reach 0 hit points. I checked.
Yeah,
I made sure.
I'm pretty sure if you, as a bird, stab yourself with that.
I don't think birds have that many HP or that much HP.
I know, but I don't think
Bird
they have
has
like
one hit point.
Oh shit. Never mind then.
The room. DM,
Mm-hmm.
how big is the room?
It's tiny. It's an itty bitty room. You're even like your little bird neck is craned even being in there a little bit.
Just take it out.
Is
What,
the
the
needle
needle?
like? Is the needle kind of just like embedded in the wall?
It is sort of embedded in the bottom of the floor. You can see it's sort of opened up on this platform.
Hey, Muriel,
Mm-hmm.
didn't you and Andy have, or Uncle Andy have like my blood in a vial?
Yes, we did. So he, Andrew sort of like.
Oh yeah, is that what you use the tampon for, Muriel?
Andrew goes kind of like pillaging around and like pulls out the
I'm
vial.
like, isn't that what I can sneer at him? Isn't that what you use the tampon?
Yeah, that's it. Why do you need it?
There's this needle down here, and I think it wants me to give some of my blood.
Doesn't sound shady at all. Here it goes, and I just kind of take the vial and I slide it down the hole.
As you do, PJ, the vial's about this big in comparison to your little bird brain, your little bird buddy.
Is it? It's big. Okay, thank you. I can see if I can use it.
I put it down like opening first too, so PJ didn't have to worry about turning it.
Okay.
What I'm trying to figure out is how was she meant to use this?
PJ is
Probably
gonna,
has like
kinda
reduced
kick it with his
size or
talons.
something like that.
He's gonna kick it with his talons. And then he notices like the cork tip is like so he's gonna line it up and shove it through the needle, so the needle goes through the cork.
Okay.
And so that the needle touches the blood at the end of the tube.
PJ, as the needle and the blood connect, you see the blood, it sort of pops out and you can see the needle straight up and turns a solid gold color and then lays itself back down onto the floor that you can see begins to twirl and spin almost as like a turntable. Like, have you ever seen like Hamilton with the turntable in the center?
Yeah.
It looks like that. It starts to move like very quickly. You can see golden runes curve along all around the edges of it. And you can see as it was brought back up on the platform now, seems to be a kind of compass with that same needle that your own blood pricked. It's beginning to spin very quickly. And you can see red runes constantly like glowing and then falling back and then falling, glowing and then falling back. And you can see... go ahead and roll an Arcana check for me.
That would be a solid 8. If I can even +6 to make it 14.
14. You don't recognize the runes specifically like by their spells and what spells they are, but you do recognize the runes to be rooted in Draconic. And as you're watching, sort of getting a look at this compass, you do see consistently what seems to be like 2 dragons are showing up in the blood, but it seems to almost like fall into one another, like you know when you have like film, like a red one and a blue one, you like put it in front of each other and it turns purple. Well, it seems like when the dragons connect, it seems that they are become one drake, but then split off from one another and then constantly go back to turning into one drake, a gold one and a red one, and consistently fall into one another and then fall away. And this is like the constant. It's almost like a constant movement, almost like it sort of almost becomes kind of methodical at one point, as they fall away and then fall back into one another, and then fall away and then fly back into one another.
I'm surprised you have not made an Avatar reference yet.
Yeah. It seems kind of like... Yeah. It seems like a compass.
PJ, where are you? You dead?
Not yet.
Okay, good.
Oh god.
Keep it that way.
So I put the needle in the blood. The blood did a thing. The needle's gold. It started spinning around really fast.
Bring it up.
Is the needle on the ground, or is it just...
No, it's turned into... It's connected itself and turned into this compass. The needle that you had pricked yourself with had fallen down and then turned into the compass.
Using my talons, I'm going to try to bring it up the tube.
Okay. You sort of...
Oh shit,
Also, go ahead and roll an acrobatics check to try to do this. Like, shimmy yourself up with it.
That would be a 19.
Alright, come on.
Did you get it?
19?
Yeah.
You kind of shimmy yourself upwards and eventually, kind of dragging it behind you, kind of awkwardly, bring up this compass. And as you get a kind of better look at it in the light, it's a very intricately and beautifully made compass. And you can see what seems to be like at the edges, almost seems like a yarn, or maybe like a string of some kind is kind of all around it. Right at the end. Like, surrounding what this compass looks like.
I take it that's our key through the maze.
Lovely.
Well, then what are we waiting for? We have a beholder to kill, and an Azat to...
And an Azat to prosecute.
Although, can I be on someone's shoulder for a bit?
Yeah, sure.
Like,
get them on.
One step of yours would be like 20 at mine.
I can just disable the spell.
Well, yeah, but like, I kind of like being able to fly. It's kind of cool.
And PJ immediately is going to try to fly.
Alright, PJ.
Do you land anywhere?
I'm just going to fly through the lab, just like, yeehaw.
Yeehaw, you...
This is so cool!
You see Ender, like, is looking around, like, how did the birds get in here?
It's PJ, magic.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Are we leaving?
Real quick before we leave.
Yeah, we're gonna put an end to this madness.
Can I get a read on Ander? Ander's been kind of... I personally think Ander's been sus lately, so...
No, he's been pretty sus. We all think he's been pretty sus.
Roll investigation check. Not investigation, insight.
Ander is most 90. I think we've determined primarily Ander is paranoid and sleep deprived.
More.
We've already taken care of
best, though. At best,
25 get me.
25?
HIV.
He is constantly anxious. As you watch him, he is constantly looking around, constantly feel like he just cannot sit still. And it seems that the way that he is dealing with this constant anxiety, is he is trying to find something to occupy his mind, specifically occupy himself with work. This is probably in regards to when you kind of heard about last session, sort of delving himself into figuring out what happened with Anastasia, but really not being able to find anything, and it's sort of driving him a little crazy. He's been in the labyrinth a lot longer than you guys, and it has definitely messed with his sanity.
Got it. Thank you.
Yes, Isaac. Before we go, real quick, can I look around and see if there's any notes or designs that are similar or compatible to my own?
Investigation check for me.
Guidance. Everyone else gear up. Armor on, weapons drawn. Let's go.
Oh yeah, actually, I like take out a bunch. I'm like, my potions are ready. I have 2 greater and 3 standard. Who wants it?
Who wants it? Who wants it?
Aaron, that's 27.
We'll love one.
Want a greater or a standard? How many do you want? How many do you want?
One greater.
You okay?
All right, here's the greater. I toss her the greater.
Isaac is just sort of looking around. You do. However, frustratingly, anything that would be really, really interesting to you seems to have references to like C, what was it? What's what I'm looking for? Like see file 3B, or you see you're looking for file 3B. There's no file 3B, or you see like see image on this so and so page, and you look for that page and it's not there. It seems that a lot of the stuff that would aid to greater like discovery and aid seems to be hidden away. But you do find several makeups of different kinds of weapons. Specifically, probably looking to be implemented into some more intricate Warforged, but like to basically turn their hands into guns and a bunch of cool shit like that. But you do find some interesting kind of makeups for firearms, but they're all incomplete. You get the sense you might need someone's help to get into any of the more secure parts of the lab.
I'm like, Isaac, do you want a healing potion?
Yes, I'd love a healing potion.
Standard or greater? I have only one.
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay, I toss him 2 standard.
PJ is actually probably gonna ask Kamir to revert back, because I have a feeling I should be the one using the compass.
Yeah, you think? You're like, I want you back. I'm like, yeah, you think?
Sorry,
and then
mine's fun.
You can ride on my shoulders if you want.
Does anyone want to be blessed?
And then I turn back.
I never turned down a blessing.
Side note. Sorry, keep going.
I'm going to take a potion of heroism.
Okay.
That allows me 10 temporary hit points, and I'm under the effect of the bless spell for the next hour. I gotta choose. I'm not sure if I gotta choose 3 people. I think I gotta choose 3 people as well.
It's just you. It's just you.
Oh, sorry, Mirio. I'm sorry.
Save that for right before we're about to encounter.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like, I have to drink it. I'm like, oh wait, sorry. One second.
Take your drugs later.
It's you are under the effect of the bless spell, not you get to cast the bless spell.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah, you
a
silly
forever.
It's alright.
Okay.
Mirio, or specifically to the player, that was very reminiscent of the first campaign we've ever played, because I was strictly a bird that would be on your arm. You got an arm brace specifically so I could be a bird on your arm.
I remember.
Bro. It's deep.
Yep.
Alright. As you all gather your various things, I assume you're preparing to depart to the workshop?
I'm gonna
Yep.
snap some of the notes, put it in my bag of holding. I'll talk to PJ about it later.
Okay.
Actually, first I'm gonna shout, PJ, there's some things I find interesting here. Do you mind if I just copy them down or put them in my bag?
Mirio, do you want some? Do you want a healing potion? Last chance.
Is there any like spells that Anastasia would have used that I could like see, look at?
Roll investigation check for me.
Is that a no, Jeremy? I'm getting mixed signals here.
Oh, you're talking to me. Oh no, sorry. I was upset because I just realized I have a potion of water breathing this entire time, and I almost died to that aboleth in a water tomb because I couldn't breathe underwater.
I prefer you to copy them down as to take them.
I don't need a healing potion. Give it to someone else. Anytime I heal one of you, I get healed.
I rolled a 29. I rolled really
Good
low.
answer.
29. Ruby, you're sort of looking around. You don't really find any spell scrolls. It doesn't seem Anastasia was that kind of caster, and any magic that she had that was rooted in like a higher casting ability seemed to have come from her blood.
Right.
She was sorceress. She multi-class sorceress.
Got it.
However, you do find a couple of things of interest, actually. You find, seemingly in a sort of like the desk area that PJ had found earlier, similarly to Isaac, you find what seems to be the attempts to almost like create her own ruins, or manipulate already existing arcane ruins and add sort of like additional effects, almost creating her own runes. However, it's sort of like it's a very fascinating work, and it's work that you understand. However, a lot of the scratch work is missing. A lot of the like how she got from point A to point B is missing. And you see that it's again that same thing that Isaac had, where a lot of the more important documentation is probably hidden away.
I'm sorry, this is awful timing, but could I pull out my one-use Wand of Secrets?
Sure.
Wave it around.
What does that Wand of Secrets do again?
Let me tell you right now. Give me a sec. If there's like a secret trap door, a trap or a door within 30 feet of you, the wand pulses towards the one nearest to you.
Ruby, oh god, I can't believe I'm about to make this joke right now. But as you flick the wand, you see that it vibrates a ton, as there is all sorts of magical doors and all sorts of magical, like, openings and hideaways all throughout the room. So it's a little bit difficult for you to actually pinpoint it, because it seems like everywhere.
It's just vibrating.
It's just, yeah.
Enjoy.
Yep. So.
Joy, what interesting use of words.
I didn't say it. PJ said it.
And it's broken.
Saphir said it. PJ did not say it.
Saphir said it.
What did
Saphir said it.
PJ said to Isaac about borrowing some notes?
I prefer you to copy them down as opposed to just taking them.
How big is the bundle?
The bundle that you found?
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty thick.
Here. Never mind. Fuck you.
Probably take you a better part of an hour to copy these notes down.
Do we have an hour?
No.
Let me just say he did that during our...
We do not have an hour. No, we
Please say that he did that during the short rest.
Sure, I'll allow it.
Please.
I'll allow it.
I probably would have sprint during the short rest anyway.
Hey guys, there's like secret doors like everywhere. Like
Really?
Well, yeah, it's a labyrinth. The entire thing is booby trapped and ever changing.
Yeah.
In a secret labyrinth of magic and mystery, there's secrets and mystery.
And magic?
You really want to get out of there.
I really want to get out of here. Let's get fucking going.
Anything notable?
Would I see anything notable? Like anything that's like really, really catching my keen eye?
Say not really. Everything's so interesting. It's like you see like all sorts of different things that like just catch your attention. Like you're specifically interested in some of these like strange crystals that seem to be carved and like have weird grooves in them. You see some of like these what seems to be like, you know, jars that have like various different like plants and fauna that are moving around in them. You see an ever-changing star map. Just such like fascinating things that it's like you could spend hours in here and still not discover all of its secrets.
Thank you.
I think that's a place to come back to.
No, not necessarily.
Fair enough. If we're all ready to move on.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes.
I shield up. Everyone,
Let's go.
7 deadly sins, roll out.
Oh yeah, you're back to normal, PJ. By the way, I meant to say.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that actually works perfectly. Yeah, so Aaron, I have PJ on my shoulders.
Okay.
I have my shield up, and Isaac's gun is over the edge of my shield. He's my shield, and me is full cover.
Is PJ still in bird form?
Human PJ,
PJ
though,
is
right?
not still in bird form, and PJ
No.
has the compass.
Okay. Cool. So, PJ, as you clasp your hand around the compass. Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Fuck.
And you're kind of beginning to use it and
These are my words.
understand it.
I should get some max.
Okay. +6, that would be a 22.
As you sort of have the compass in your hand, it feels like it's very cold in your grasp. Almost like touching metal after you've been outside for a long time. When you touch a door, like a doorknob, it's that kind of cold. It's uncomfortable. And you
Does it remind you of anything?
You swear you feel like a heartbeat beating inside of it.
That was a saving throw?
Yes.
Yes.
+4.
26.
And as the compass spins, you see it sort of like all around. It's sort of like in a hypnotic way. And you see it begins to flick between two phrases in Celestial. Both written in that same curly golden handwriting that you recognize to be your mother's. The two words say friend, foe.
So PJ, which way?
I'm gonna look at the compass. And I'm going to...
Guys, stay in one group. We want to try something.
Okay.
DJ is gonna walk around the group with the compass pointed outward from the group
Okay.
to see what it says.
You see it's still continuing to flick between friend and foe.
What does it say,
I'm
PJ?
gonna point it at the group.
Point at the group, flicking between friend and foe.
What does it say?
What's up, PJ?
DJ is gonna go around individually, around each person without saying anything.
Aaron, can I try peeking
Pointing it at the
further?
person.
I know Celestial. Can I try reading what's happening?
Sure.
After PJ just doesn't answer. and
Roll a
just
perception
continues
check,
walking.
and then PJ, you continue to go around to each person individually. Keep clicking, friend and foe.
Natural 20.
Natural
Damn.
20.
I wasted a natural 20 to read.
I will
some
say
words.
you see all the intricate details to this compass, as you should just gonna take a quick glance at it. You see the dragons kind of flying in and out. You see the golden fleece that is almost, PJ didn't notice, but is constantly moving around the compass itself. And you also notice that the needle that is flicking between the word friend and foe, it seemingly is exposed. And you recognize, I'll say with your natural 20, that it's not showing you where a friend and foe is. It's asking you whether it wants you to see where a friend is or where the foe is. To where you would like to be guided to.
For the beholder, aren't we?
It's supposed to be guardians, so.
There's a lot of foes, but right now we need to find it. I think we need to go for the foe. It might be more elaborate more later. But we need to eliminate the... I think friends might take us out of the labyrinth.
Let's.
PJ is gonna bring close to his face, just like,
Can you show us where our foe, the beholder, is?
and he's gonna try to prick his finger
PJ,
on the needle.
Okay.
What do you say? Hey, what's the magic word?
Now.
No.
No.
Somebody quote that.
Starts with
No,
P.
PJ. What did we discuss?
Yes.
Please.
Yeah, okay.
What's the magic word? Prestidigitation.
Shia Kazik.
Alright.
What?
PJ, go ahead and roll a dexterity check to make sure that you can flick it as it's flicking to the exact word that you want.
Guidance.
Flat dex, or is it saving throw?
Just straight dex. Just dex check.
Guidance.
27.
27. You kind of time yourself and freaking ow! Shit! And you can see that the fleece all around the edges and begins to spin rapidly as the needle, after kind of having that prick, you can see it changes into a bright ruby color and begins to lead you, point you in directions.
PJ, without like fully looking around himself, he's just gonna start walking and stretching.
Guys, I think it's this way.
PJ, do you want to get on my shoulders?
That would probably be best, so someone else
That way
can
you
look for
can-
traps.
Yeah.
Yeah, lead the way, Mirio.
Okay,
PJ
so I'll lead
climbs
the way.
on top of you, but he doesn't just warn you. He just uses like your hip bones as like step stools and just climbs on top of you.
And I just imagine you're just gonna use like my helm, like to show me directions too. You don't say left,
Yeah,
right, go,
essentially.
turn.
Just ratatouilleing Mirio
Yep.
around.
Ash, make sure you cover our flank. Ruby, stay in the middle. Same thing for you, Kamir.
So specifically, what is the marching order here?
So it's me,
PJ and Mario in the front.
with PJ on my shoulders and Isaac literally on my back with his gun over my shield, ready to shoot whoever comes up.
Oh, by the way,
And I guess Ruby and Kamir.
In the middle.
Would you mind being in the back, Ash?
That's what I was asked to do.
Okay.
Cool.
So PJ on Mirio's shoulders, Isaac, Kamir, then Ruby.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And I am the meat sponge in the back.
I'll say, Andrew sort of like pipes up. Where should?
Oh yeah,
Middle, get in the middle. We'll protect
Right in
you.
the middle, yeah.
Okay.
between Ruby and me.
Alrighty.
Also, Ander, do you have any weapons on you?
No.
I hand him a dagger. Take this in case you need it.
Takes it. Sort of holds it improperly. So you see he's like holding it out.
Oh god.
Sort of like holding it in both hands, just constantly like looking around.
do I have like these like cotton balls or any pieces of cotton?
I have
in my gun kit?
tampons.
You have tampons, yeah. So you technically do.
Yeah, I'm gonna take one, kind of decompose it. I'm just gonna cram it in the ear of Mirio that my gun's right next to.
Okay.
Attach it to your holes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd have been kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I'm used to
No,
it.
putting
I'm
a
used-
tampon in somebody's ear is
You
awkward.
permanently deafened me.
It wouldn't be the first time.
So, Ash, you also see that Umber is also behind you.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
right.
in the center. Mindless NPCs in the center.
Umber's tailing the end with Ash.
Okay.
I'm working still.
Umber is right in front of me, I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Yes.
I will take up the rear.
All right. Let me just write that down.
Because I do not trust her to not automatically attack anything we come across.
Alrighty. As you're moving through, PJ, go ahead and roll a general investigation check to lead the party through the labyrinth.
At every fork, I cast guidance, basically, just like that for PJ, so give guidance.
That'll be a 27.
27. PJ, having this compass lead you through, it gives you a lot better of a way to move through the labyrinth. As you do, however, you feel the heartbeat strangely beating within the compass.
PJ is gonna take 2 fingers to his neck to feel his pulse and see if his heartbeat matches the one in the needle.
You feel it. Slowly but surely, they're beginning to fall in rhythm with one another. And your own body feels cold. Like no matter what you do, no matter what you cling to, it seems like you're more irritable. Everything's always just... You're always cold. You feel sick. Like you're catching a cold. But you have a headache.
Pardon the joke, but does this mean I'm the new Upper Colin?
But other than that, it's strange. It just seems like it's... Other than those effects, it doesn't really seem to be doing anything too terrible. But you do notice it's affecting you.
Yeah, PJ, is there anything I can do to help you?
PJ is not gonna talk about it to the group just yet.
Oh, I'm just talking about, this isn't unrelated, just like...
This is just a general, Mirio is being...
Like, is there any spells I can cast to support you, like enhance ability?
I think for now it'll be good, although those guidances are definitely helping.
Yeah, got it.
I'm playing
Okay.
something that might be. Do you have anything that can, make it susceptible?
Oh, you simple-minded creature.
Maybe,
yes,
maybe make it.
We have the power of the plague on our side.
Perfect.
All right.
Contagion spam!
Also, I recommend we try and move stealthily to approach it. Catch it off guard.
Yes.
That's the plan.
Plan.
The PJ move stealthy.
All right. You continue to move through the labyrinth, following this
You did a good roll for me.
guidance PJ has given you. And as you do, what does everyone here's passive perception?
20.
Yeah.
Good.
Is it 20?
Low as well. Hold on.
Anybody who has it higher, 19 or higher.
Nope.
You notice
Mirio is
that as you begin walking for what you're not sure how long, but for a good while, time is strange down here. You see that in the darkness, eyes.
Not this shit again.
Watch
Kamir
it.
immediately goes, not this
Watch
shit
out for the
again.
shape-shifting dragons.
Continue
The what?
to watch. Continue to watch you as you move throughout. The constant gaze upon you. And so you make it into seems to be a sort of fork in the road. A circular kind of chamber, but has 3 offshoots leading down 3 different hallways. PJ, you notice that it begins to flick between 2 of the hallways, leaving the far left one alone, but the one in the middle and the one on the far right. The
Guidance.
needle is flicking between the 2. Both
The needles
long
between
corridors.
The middle and the right corridors. So they probably get to the enemy the same. They both probably get to the enemy, but they probably do it in different ways.
Which one? Is there any words or anything?
You don't seem to see any words.
Maybe
No.
maybe just ask it for the shortest path.
Dost thou havest the shortest path? The bow?
It's continues to flick.
Hey, Aaron.
Yes.
I'm gonna take out a coin. And I'm gonna flip it. Heads we go middle, tails we go right.
You flick the coin.
Wait, I got a coin. I have a coin.
Okay.
So 1, middle, whatever the heck this is. Kraken, right. And I just gonna say, or I say so left. I say Atropos guide our path.
As you flick it, Mirio, as it falls, as you seemingly lift it off to chance, the room begins to switch and turn around as the corridors move on top of one another, and constantly begins to switch and move around. And the coin, as it ding, 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 falls down on the ground, so the room has entirely changed the nature of its kind of makeup.
Mario, never do that again.
Yeah, thanks. Noted. I just lost a silver piece. That's 1/3 of my bank account.
I mean, it's still on the ground. You can pick it back up.
I'm not touching that shit.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't.
Where's the needle point now?
Yeah.
It now flicks between the far left and the middle.
Does it? PJ, pick one. We'll go.
You could just go down the middle theoretically, or we could
Middle.
talk to your spider friend.
Nope, middle. Anytime I try to intervene, something happens. We'll go.
Fair enough.
Sounds like a plan.
The needle should not lead us astray.
You begin to move down,
Keep our guard up, though.
and you begin to walk down the corridor. And as you continue walking into the darkness, constantly feeling like you're being watched, a general sense of uneasiness continuing to take you as you walk through the labyrinth. You see what seems to be smooth stone blocking your path.
PJ, where's the needle pointing?
Continues to point forward.
I walk up to the smooth stone and I want to knock on it.
You
Does it sound hollow?
knock. Sounds like stone. However, you do feel kind of several grooves and indentations, but it's too dark to even see It is pitch black dark in here.
Stone shape, creating a foot door path through the stone.
Here we go. As you can to cast out.
Fuck with this shit again.
You see the spell seems to be consumed by the stone. Flashes for a moment as you can see kind of bright gold, and you can see runes begin to show. And then falls back away. You do consume the spell.
I hate it here. I just hate it.
I hate it. Me too.
Can I cast light on my gauntlet and just hold it up?
As you illuminate the space from pitch dark, now everyone can see, as it was so dark that even people with dark vision could not see beyond. You see that there is written in, I believe, a language. What languages does everyone here speak?
Is it the
and common?
Common, sign language, Elvish, and Tabel.
Common, abyssal, infernal.
Common, infernal, celestial, abyssal, and primordial.
Okay.
Common, draconic, elvish, and thieves' cants.
Okay.
Common, celestial, giant.
Okay, none of you speak this language. However, for those of you, I believe, Isaac, you said you spoke Draconic, it does seem to have basic roots in Draconic.
What's the closest words that I can match to it?
It's like being able to read, like, it's how Spanish and English are both rooted in Latin.
Fair enough.
It's like being able to see French words and recognize the letters.
Yeah.
It's like listening to Cats on Mars from Cowboy Bebop.
Would I have, like, seen these in any ancient textbooks in Sylvia? Like, would I have, like...
Roll a history check for me.
Please. Oh, that was really good. Okay, and guidance?
Yep, D4.
31.
+6.
31.
Oh, 37.
37. Ruby, you recognize this to be an ancient form of Aconian, which is based in basically some of the earliest. Akon has a different form of magic, or is rooted in a different form of the arcane, as it is one of the it is the oldest city in all of Cast Andromeda. It is the only city to have survived the Great Sacrifice from previous.
Is it the place I know about?
Mm-hmm. But you recognize this to be an ancient form of Aconian, which is rooted in Draconic.
This is ancient Aconian.
Wait. Ancient Aconian. What's your face?
Panda.
Oh, yes.
I've been committing to this physical roleplay for too long.
Yes.
Translate.
Oh, right, of course. He sort of like looks up and sort of adjusts his glasses.
Please, could you by any chance translate it for us? Please?
Sure. He sort of like adjusts his glasses. I run smoother than most any rhyme. I love to fall but cannot climb.
Gravity.
Seems to be a ritual of souls.
I'm good at these.
Say it again. Say the riddle again.
It says, I run smoother than most any rhyme. I love to fall but cannot climb.
It's water.
A waterfall.
Yeah. You say it can also be water.
Waterfall.
Yeah.
Water can climb.
Not
No.
upwards, no.
That's not
It-
I mean,
a geyser cannot climb.
The water level can technically rise.
You can.
A waterfall, then.
If the answer is blood, I swear to God.
Blood. I just saw it. Blood, water, death, happiness, love. Love is the answer to everything.
sex, boobs,
Time.
tits.
No.
What a
Hold
dictionary.
on. Try gravity. Gravity.
Time.
Do any of these have any effect
Were
on
you
the
saying in Draconic or then the ancient Aconian?
It is written in ancient Aconian, correct?
Hey, say
We
whatever.
have to
Translate
get
whatever we say into Aconian.
Right, it's sort of a... He starts speaking in Aconian at all of the answers that you guys are giving.
Okay.
Empires.
Yeah, like Rome.
Yeah. Hey, watch it, you. Watch it. Rome never fell. They just had a phase. It's just a phase, Mom. Well, I give up. I'm gonna take a quick rest. Let me know when you guys figure it out.
Smoother than
Oh,
what?
wait. Hold up. Who has the highest intelligence here?
Me, I think.
I'm willing to bet it's me. Not
these
me.
3 people.
Actually, no, I
It's
tried
these
to hire.
3 people.
Actually, my intelligence is a 21, so take that as you will.
20. You have the same modifier.
I don't care. Just someone who wants this.
Who wants it?
Can you say it one more time?
Yes. Oh no, Aaron actually lost the riddle. Give me a second.
That's what. It's
I'm smoother than any rhyme.
what flows smoother than rhyme and falls down but cannot climb.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. I found it. I run smoother than most any rhyme. I love to fall but cannot climb.
I want to cast enhanced
Rain.
ability on Ruby.
Ooh, rain. Yeah, try rain.
Try
Fox
rain.
is cunning.
All right.
Just
You
makes
see,
you smarter.
Anders speaks the word rain. Nothing.
What does
Yeah.
Fox's cunning do for me?
It gives you advantage on intelligence saving throws, I believe.
No, just intelligence checks of any kind.
Intelligence
But
checks of any
I'm
kind.
hoping that that's the game. I'm hoping that in-game like, flavor and roleplay it might increase your kind of put you on a roll. You know when you're on a roll, like you're like in the zone. I'm hoping it immediately puts you in the zone.
You see Ruby's eyes sort of flash, and she falls into that same sort of intelligence that she gets when she's very actively pursuing something.
I pulled my weight.
Players have tried. It's time for rolls.
My first 3 thoughts were just the gravity, rain, waterfall, but since those 3 aren't working,
Is there anything PJ connection to you or this labyrinth that has to deal with, like?
What about the sky? Skyfall.
blood?
I feel like, hang on, it mentions rhyme. I feel like it has to do with books or
Meter.
music or
Line.
something.
Music.
Yes, it mentions rhyme. Sounds, and it likes to fall.
Oh, the beat.
I don't know.
Like a
I'm
beat
not a
drops.
music.
You see, Anders speaks the word beat. Nothing.
That's bull.
What
That was
words has
right.
Ender said?
I believe water, beat, rain, blood. I believe that's what's it.
Waterfall.
Can we have him say
Waterfall.
gravity?
He says gravity.
We did say gravity, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So yeah. Anybody any ideas? Or can we start rolling for
I'm thinking of
Time.
using poetic
That's-
words. I'm not sure if that would. I think that, I
I'm
feel
not
like
good
it's
at riddles.
I'm awful at riddles.
Me too.
Smart, yes.
Well,
Should you get
in-game
riddles?
and
Also,
real life.
yes.
It's the hurt. It's out of
Need my thinking cap.
Your beanie thinking. You're
Need
thinking
my
beanie.
thinking cap.
Thinking beanie.
It's like,
Beanie of
Right,
plus
Beanie
2
brain.
intelligence.
Beanie brain.
We should have Sophia make the intelligence check because she has Fox's cunning
yeah.
and guidance and a +6 if we need.
Beanie of intellect.
he tried waterfall, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Because he tried water individually.
Yes.
Okay.
that's like the
We
one
tried
person.
tone.
What about like river or something? Because like technically water can fall or rain can fall, but like I don't know,
Let's try river.
river, stream.
And then sand would be too coarse because it's not smooth.
It gets everywhere.
Yeah, but yeah. can
Aaron, we
Sophia
see
make
you
a
laughing at us.
check for hints?
It's just the sand comment made me laugh.
So about that intelligence check for a hint, Aaron.
Ruby, go
Babe,
ahead.
can I do the intelligence check for a hint? Since I have a higher
Are
intelligence.
you guys really, really stumped?
Yeah.
I will
No,
allow.
because I need Ruby and Fox's cunning.
I will allow one of you to roll an intelligence check.
I'd say Ruby because Fox's cunning gives her advantage.
Yeah.
Plus her 21 plus a
Yeah, I
guidance.
thought that was the plan.
I have a 22 though.
22. Why did you say so?
Why'd you say that?
I
You
did
said
twice.
thing.
You're not
No,
the
you
high
said
22, so
same.
you're not the highest.
What?
I asked.
I might have been muted.
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
Yeah, I think you were muted.
And
I'm pretty sure.
I can recast it.
Do you want to waste that spell slot?
It's only a 2nd level spell, so I don't really care. So I recast it. Fox is cunning on PJ.
All right.
What does that give me?
Advantage on all intelligence checks. And actually, I can't cast guidance because that's concentration.
Okay. My best roll of the 2 was the 23.
Okay, 23. PJ, you get the sense that words aren't what the wall is looking for. The answer lies in action.
Ooh, try smearing blood on the wall or something.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna open up my flask. And just...
PJ is gonna spit at the wall, like saliva.
So first,
water.
before you do that, Isaac said he was doing something. Isaac, what did you do?
Oh shit! No, never mind. I wouldn't know because PJ did not communicate it.
Okay. PJ, you're gonna spit at the wall. You. It drips.
What'd you do that for?
To see those part water.
Interesting. Now I'm going to open up the water skin and pour water on it.
As the water falls onto the stone, you see the stone melts away like wet sand.
Oh my gosh, thank God. We start walking again.
Are you kidding me? My saliva's not good enough. It's part water.
Yeah, but you disrespected it.
This is ironic considering stuff.
Let's go. I keep the spell up too, so you have Fox's cunning for an hour here. Or until I lose concentration.
Fair enough.
Okay. As you continue down the corridor, you begin to feel as you're continuing to walk. You could have sworn that the wall was an inch away. What, 5 minutes ago?
Oh no.
Seems to be getting a little bit tighter.
Tighter?
Condensing.
Oh. Go! Through the... I already said I'm going through the door. So. And I'm taking PJ with me.
Yeah, I'm going with. I'm not looking back.
He's enough for shoulders.
Nope, I duck. PJ, duck.
Is the compass still
Like
pointing in this direction?
It is.
Okay.
Like it's actively like the walls are closing in, or
Ever
like it's
so
just
slight.
getting narrower as it goes.
It seems to ever so slightly the walls are possibly closing in. But it's happening at such a slow pace, it's hard to really tell.
Yeah, like the walls are moving, or is it just getting narrower as it goes on?
Roll a perception check for me to see.
I'll assist.
I should not be the one to make this.
Okay, I assist. All good.
Plus guidance?
No guidance, sorry, I forgot I already
No.
have concentration spell.
15.
15. Okay. You're not really sure. It's happening so slow that it could be narrowing or it could be closing in. You're not positive. Oh, yes? Oh, dinner. Okay. And as the walls are kind of beginning to continue to narrow in, and the first of many puzzles to come solved,
Oh man, many?
we're gonna go ahead and take a break. I'm gonna break for a little bit longer tonight because I'm gonna sit down there with my family. We're gonna break for, I'll say, about a half an hour. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I love you guys, and I'll be back.
Yes, I'm Johnson's.
I like the way you said that.
Me neither.
As you're moving through the labyrinth, I will say for the sake of brevity,
Okay.
PJ, just go ahead and roll an intelligence check with me for intelligence check for me.
You have advantage.
Continue to kind of move through the labyrinth.
My intelligence check?
Just intelligence, not investigation anymore.
You have Fox's cunning still, right?
You
It's not
do.
an hour.
You do.
You got a juicy advantage.
Yes, I do. That would be a 22.
22. PJ, you get the sense that as you're moving through the labyrinth, it is constant. It's trying to trick you more than usual.
The mood.
You feel it kind of twisting and turning and moving, opening to doorways, creating false doorways, creating, like, hidden entrances. Several times you all sort of almost run into a trap, but you effortlessly sort of move past it. and it's beginning to change almost frantically. It doesn't.
I'm gonna.
It seems. It
I don't
seems
want to
kind of.
raise my
French is
hand
getting
along the
nervous.
side, like getting nervous. Are you?
And you feel now, and you can all beginning to see it now. It's becoming less subtle, as the eyes are beginning to show themselves all along the walls, almost to the point where where you only saw the occasional eye open now and again. Now it seems that it is ever looming, ever watching, and you're now made it into what seems to be hallways. Every step you take is just full of eyes staring you down.
Promising.
We're coming for. I kind of like cockily shout out, "We're coming for you!"
You feel the labyrinth. PJ, roll one last intelligence check for me. This will end up being using up the last of that fox is coming.
Cast it again.
6. It's a 19.
Okay. You keep walking.
How's the compass doing?
It's continuing to point you in the right direction, giving you a constant reassurance, constant.
Can I check for like more changes in our surroundings?
Roll a investigation check for me.
Can I do the same? Guidance on Isaac.
15.
15? Okay. Isaac?
I'd like to say that was originally a 4.
That's actually fine. 23.
Isaac, as PJ's sort of been focusing more so on the compass, you begin to hear something coming from behind you. And you hear it's very methodical in its movement, stepping only on specific stones. And ever silent and almost... You hear in your ears a heartbeat. Like the blood is pounding in your very skull as it approaches. And you didn't notice it before, but noticing the own pattern of your breathing, you notice your heart's beating faster. And it's rooted in... It seems to be something that's rooted in intelligence. It's something not something that you needed to, like, notice, like a perception check, but something that you needed to seek out with intelligence. To investigate, to dig deeper and further. And you're almost talons scraping against stone as this pattern...
How far away? How far back?
You hear it from behind Ash, maybe
Directly?
a couple 100 feet away.
Can I gauge the size?
What'd you get again?
I got a 23.
23. Roughly the size of a little bit bigger than a worm, but a little bit smaller than a young dragon.
Does it take, like, enough to take up most of the hallway?
Yes, you get the sense. But it seems that it's changing in its...
Shape-shifting dragon monster.
The way that it
away
moves.
From the floors again?
Maybe about 100 feet. Do you make the other party members aware of this?
He let me know. And I waited.
I said that I'm gonna shout. I'm gonna say, not shout, I'm gonna say to everyone else behind me, duck.
Okay, I like get low.
Rifles pointing that way, firing.
Okay, you...
I crouch down.
As you all sort of duck down, I'm gonna go ahead and change out the music really quick.
I'm banking.
Well, I'm just on top of Mirio.
He's behind me, so I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Does this count as a surprise round?
No, because it knew you were there.
Oh well. Well, then I'll spend a grit point for an advantage.
I need to check the spell first, because I was going to cast something on Isaac's weapon. Yeah, Aaron. As he turns around, whips around, I'm gonna cast Holy Weapon on his weapon. And it's bright. It's radiant damage.
Okay. Isaac, as everyone ducks down, and you whip the gun around, and you see that it's this flare that sort of moves through the darkness of the corridor, and impacts into what you can see almost seems to be like a... And you guys has anybody here seen Princess Mononoke?
Yes.
So
I need to.
You see what seems to be like this, almost like the curse that takes over the main character's body. You see that falls back into the hallway, and you can see crawling very, very quickly towards you, like almost like coming at you like hyper fast speed. That is beginning to chase you down, clawing at the walls, as you can see a dragon, but seems to be coagulated and almost made of some strange mixture of like liquid and solid, like some sort of I forget this kind of fluid. What is it called? Who are my science people?
You have to be more specific. There are a lot of
fluids.
When you like impact it, it remains a solid, but if you move slowly through it,
It's a gas, like sublimation.
So okay, it's sort of like if you move your hand slowly through it, it remains a liquid. But if you hit it with a lot of force, it is solid.
There's no surface tension.
A Utonian fluid, something like that. But it seems to be made of some kind of strange substance.
Non-Newtonian fluid.
There it is. You got it.
Can I roll to hit?
1 second. And it seems
also known by its more popular name, Oobleck.
Yes.
Yeah.
It seems that Isaac, as the bullet kind of moved through the darkness, it was consumed by the creature. By whatever this guardian is, and is beginning to make its way very, very quickly towards you. I'm gonna have everyone roll initiative, just to see how you can aid in... Actually, okay. I want to try something different as opposed to initiative. I've been wanting to try this out, but it's going to sort of be like a skill check thing. You guys, your objective is to get as far away from this thing as you can, and keep it from getting at you. Everyone needs to run away. That's like I'll give you that objective up front. As it's chasing you, and it's trying to consume you, and bring you into its sort of... whatever its substance is. You recognize this is probably one of the guardians of Alastasia. You do hear...
Do you instinctively want to run away, or is that just, like...
You get the sense that you're probably not going to be able to fight this thing, as you see the damage was consumed from Isaac's bullet, and it seems to have made it stronger. It seems to take in that which makes it stronger.
Yeah, Aaron, it was radiant.
Yeah, it seems to take in that which makes it stronger. Okay. And consumes it, and it adds to its energy.
Oh, okay, I have an idea.
So, I'm going to say, you do hear Andrew shout, "Lafita!" And I will have everyone to say, basically sort of like, sort of how we do, resurrection checks. Instead we're going to do a fleeing check. Everyone's going to try to flee, and I'm going to have everybody roll, basically a skill challenge. I want everybody to go ahead and say how they're going to aid in you guys getting away. Like, what you're going to do to aid the party and getting away from this thing.
So I'm assuming...
I'm gonna change Ingrid into the bow, and we're gonna carry PJ and Ander.
Okay.
I have PJ.
Go ahead and roll an athletics check
Mirio's
for
carrying
me.
PJ.
I'm
Go
already
ahead and roll an athletics
PJ.
for me, come here.
Carry Ander.
Do I get +4, Ash?
It's a check.
+4 is on checks. +4 is on saves while you are within 10 feet of me.
Okay, don't worry about it then. 15.
Okay. Alright, so you seem to pick up the two of them and begin to dart down the hallway, fleeing as quickly as you can, as Ingrid is turned into the bow, and the two kind of separate wings are helping you escape down this hallway. What is the rest of you guys doing?
Who's
Ruby?
left?
Ruby? You wanna go?
I am going to activate my flying boots. I'm gonna like push everyone, like let's go, like let's carry the momentum sort of thing.
Okay, go ahead and roll. I'll say roll a general persuasion check to motivate your party members to continue to fly and move as quickly as you can.
19.
We should have gone by turn order.
19. Okay. Okay. Isaac, you looked like you wanted to do something, so did you, Mario?
Yep. Just so, I'm gonna. How big are? Just out of curiosity, how big are these corridors?
They seem to be like 10 feet by 10 feet.
Perfect. I reach out and slap my hand against the wall and cast stone shape.
Okay.
I'm gonna like basically just excavate 5 feet, like a whole like 5 foot cube, and like basically move one of the walls behind Ash. I like to move it halfway, but I kind of block half of the pathway off, make it only a 5 by 10.
Okay.
Ash?
With the other half of that corridor, I need to wait until it's within 60 feet of me to do this.
Okay.
But I'm assuming I can turn and see this thing and recognize it as...
You do.
I assume some sort of grim spawn.
You do.
See it eat up the bullet. For the sake of convenience, I'm gonna say I recognize that this is not a fight that I will be able to win.
Also, you guys are intelligent enough to realize this. It's
Yeah.
not something that you can really fight. It seems to be something that consumes whatever it comes across.
I've been waiting for you. And I am going to... I'm gonna let you decide if this is a check or that I need to make or just a use of the ability.
Okay.
But I am going to, as the wall comes out, just turn, the eyes flare, and I plant my sword. And I am going to once again attempt to invoke Earnest.
Okay.
To use my Channel Divinity Abjure Enemy on this thing.
Okay. I'll say an attempt to slow it down. Roll a religion check for me.
The ability would require it to make a DC 17 Wisdom save.
Yes, I'm aware. But I'm going to say because this is a cool moment and I want you to have this actually do the thing, I want you to be able to like have this moment and have it do something.
Since this is technically like a turn as a bonus action, I am also going to activate my Storm Rune.
Okay.
So the eyes flare first gold and then like a bright electric blue. As I can now give myself advantage on that check.
Okay.
Because otherwise this is at a -1. Please do not screw me over.
What do you have?
Both single digits. Highest with a -1 is 5.
5. As you attempt to take your sword...
Religion is an intelligence... Actually... I realize I already rolled the number. If this is a... Religion is an intelligence-based check. Since this is a paladin ability, would you allow me to make a religion charisma check?
I will allow it.
Alright. In which case that would be a 10.
It's just what you needed. So as you fling your blade around, you think back to your friends and the oaths that you made this to, and you bring down the blade and you kind of carve it into a crux in the stone. And as it does, you can see blossom forth what seems to be almost like an entire horde of soldiers moving forth and almost blocking your way as it is pressing up against this creature. So you can see it almost like the blood and the kind of coagulated like forms of it are kind of moving over it and consuming it as it is seemingly consuming its energy, but it's seemingly holding it enough time to give you guys a chance to continue running.
Yeah.
PJ, did you want to do anything?
For the next minute or until it takes damage, its speed is 0.
Okay.
And it is technically frightened of me, but I think it's... I'm assuming it would be immune to that condition.
Yeah. PJ, are you doing anything?
Hoping that its intelligence was low.
And then
PJ,
I'm going.
Yeah.
Okay. Assuming that its intelligence is low, PJ is going to take 3 cubes almost like if you guys have seen Bakugan, just have them between his fingers, and just like chuck them behind him.
As you throw it out.
Before I pick you up, or I guess while I pick you up.
I'm on top of Mirio. You can't pick me up.
Oh.
Kimir picked you up.
Yeah.
Kimir picked you up from your shoulders. That was the first thing Kimir did.
You're weird.
Yeah. I picked you and Ander up just because.
Yeah.
That's the dice. And as he's doing that, he uses magical tinkering on them. And they produce a 5-foot radius light. And it's an image of all of us, but we're all sitting camping on the ground eating together.
Okay, you cast it out. It doesn't seem to be fazed by it. They seem to be very intelligent creatures from the notes you read. From what you remember reading last about them. Alright, is there anything else? Everybody do a skill check.
I still need to.
Okay, Isaac.
So, I'm gonna, I know a thing or two about making shit, so I'm going to take my flask of whiskey, mix it with my oil, pour some gunpowder in there, get some cigarettes in there, just a bunch of nasty stuff, and a tampon.
Did you have like 5 seconds?
I've probably done this before.
You have.
Okay.
Molotov cocktail.
This
is not a new thing Isaac has done.
Molotov.
Light this tampon and chuck it at the thing's face in the hopes to create
Oh,
a
it's
platform.
cocktail made out of tampons.
As you throw it and fling it in the air. Go and roll a dexterity check for me.
Saving throw or
just check.
Okay. Don't fuck me. 16.
16. Okay. You throw it and it as it is caught in one spot from Ashielra's spell. You see that this giant explosion, it almost like is muffled a bit from the inside as it almost like wraps itself around the explosive like energy of it, and it seems to slow it down for a moment, but you can almost see it like bubbling and coiling all throughout. It doesn't seem to have killed it or really done any damage to it, but it does seem to have slowed it down.
Okay. Because if that dealt damage, that would have ended the Abjure enemy.
Yeah. So, you all continue to move as quickly as you can.
Run.
Making it
I'm
as...
just throw myself over Mirio's shoulder, because I know he can fly.
Yeah, as fast as you possibly can. PJ.
PJ just looks up at Kamir. He's like, you realize I can fly, right?
PJ, you are the one helming...
I know,
PJ,
I'm like, I know, of course I have it.
PJ, you're the one helming the charge. You're the one with the compass. You know where to go that's going to lead you guys to safety. As the intensity of this battle is taking force, and you still have this being hot on your trail, even though it has been halted for a moment. How are you leading the party to safety? The responsibility lies on your shoulders.
Direction.
Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation check to lead the party to safety, following the instructions of the compass, but still trying to throw this thing off your trail. What'd you get?
23.
23. PJ. You begin to, like, kind of leading everyone, flying corridor after corridor. You moving past, turning, twisting, ups and downs, lefts and rights. Everywhere that you possibly can, trying to keep this thing at bay. The eye is constantly watching you as you're moving past. You finally make it to what seems like these giant oak doors that seem to be almost made for giants. As you can see that they stand before you, and the compass points you forward.
Does PJ detect any traps by it?
You're spending the time to roll an investigation check?
Yes.
Roll an investigation check.
Who's this?
Does this give me advantage?
Ruby, are you proficient in investigation?
Yes, I am.
Alright, yes, you do have advantage.
Nat 20.
PJ.
31.
Yeah.
You recognize that on this door, you see an ancient symbol. And you know enough about the study of the arcane to recognize what spell this is. As it's a very, very potent magical ability. Engraved on the door knocker
Glyph of warding, power word kill.
Yes!
Like, actually?
Actually,
I was joking, okay.
you see that power word kill, Glyph of warding, is placed on these oak doors. As you can see on the outside of it, what seems to be eye stalks all throughout, leading you to one of the closer connections to this foe that you seek. As this seems to be a last resort to keep anyone out. But PJ, you're no the Beholder's wit is no match for yours, as you recognize the spell.
Guys, that door has power word kill on it.
Counterspell!
Counterspell? You cast out counterspell.
Wouldn't that be dispel magic?
She cast out counterspell. Go ahead and knock it off of your go use up the spell slot, and Ruby, as you cast on the door,
They're both 3rd level.
impacts and nothing.
Dispel magic!
What power word kill? I got it. Ruby, or no, someone, Isaac.
I'm like, okay, fuck it, kick over.
Well, I was gonna say, I cast, doors.
That's easy. I just shout, kick open the door, kick it open.
Death Ward, Aaron,
Death Ward?
means that, if the spell is still in effect, if the target is subjected to an effect that would kill it instantaneously without dealing damage, that effect is instead negated against the target spell ends. So this is an Uno reverse. He's immune to any instant kill spell.
Okay. Who are you casting this on?
Isaac.
As
Okay.
a guy who just jumped out the door.
Isaac, you go and you kick down the door, and as you feel the light of Aroth almost like wave through you, like, this is new. Kind of nice. As you open the door, and it kind of moves you, and as you can see, you kind of smash open the door, open up. And as you do...
How many hit points does Isaac have?
115.
Miria doesn't know that.
It would not affect you anyway,
Miria doesn't.
because the cutoff for power word kill is 100 hit points, but...
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Narrative!
I'm alive and well.
Miria wouldn't know that because HP doesn't exist.
Yes.
Narrative.
So, as you all enter into the room, you can see what seems to be this long corridor of sorts that is almost like filled with pillars all throughout. You can't really like see into it super well, but it does seem to be some kind of safety that would keep whatever this guardian is at bay. Do you all enter?
Yep, let's go.
All right.
I'm like, let's finish this, and we run in.
Into the thick of it.
You all run through, piling in one after the other, and you very quickly. The last one to leave, I believe, is Ash. Ash, as you look behind you, looking around, you can see that the guardian is beginning to come closer and closer and closer. You're the last one. You need to shut these doors in time to ensure that it does not come through.
Guidance.
I'm a take those. Giants might just grow and just.
Shut the doors. Go ahead and roll an opposed athletics check for me.
Is my storm rune still in effect? It lasts for a minute.
I'll say yes, it is. I'll give it to you.
Okay. God damn. My dice do not like me today.
Dice jail. This happens almost every time.
I'm lucky I have a very high modifier.
+6.
With the +6, it is a 23.
23. You move past, and you just in time shut the doors behind you. As there's this loud echoing throughout the entirety of the hall, and you can feel a force on the other side.
Continuing onward.
And
Giants would have given me advantage on strength checks anyway.
after a good while, pressed against it, you feel its presence slowly. You can hear it on the other side. To reunite another day, my brethren.
What?
Keep going.
And
None of that. Whisperable.
Are we here? How close are we, PJ?
you hear
I put PJ down. I'm like, how close are we?
the sort of slinking away as the scratching returns, and no longer does it seem to have been chasing you. But as you look about, all of you notice that one of your party members is missing.
Umber?
Umber does not seem to have made it with you. Does not seem to have moved fast enough.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Shit.
And as you look into the space, you didn't really notice, but it seems to be almost like a cathedral of sorts. Long, kind of domed. And you can see pillars along the sides of it. For anybody here who lives in Illinois, have you ever been to Marytown?
Yeah, all time.
Knows the church that's there. Imagine that place with no pews.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
You mean like
However,
the actual one in Marytown?
like the actual like church that's
Interior.
there. Yeah, the interior.
That's the one within the seminary?
Not the
Yeah.
one within the seminary, the one that's the larger one.
Big one.
Yeah.
Pillars.
You do notice it's that same sort of beautiful stone, and it seems to be sort of PJ reminiscent of, for any of you, actually, Kamira, you've actually been there, remnant of Iconian architecture with its, high dome ceilings, the pillars, sort of reminds you of all that time that you spent in Icon all those years ago. However, you notice that it has crumbled away. It seems to have been manipulated in some strange way. However, you can still see the flaked, painted ceiling of, again, 2 drakes. Gold and red. Seemingly the exact same makeup in every aspect of themselves. From the patterns of their scales, to the shapes of their eyes, to the way their wings fold. The exact same drake, just different colors. And the 2 seem to be in constant battle with one another.
I look and I'm like, those are both grim.
Why is she hitting herself?
She wasn't always a red dragon. The reason why the Ravenwood bloodline is cursed is partially because Grim herself was cursed.
Your mother seems to have been surprisingly aware of your family's history.
Well, it would make sense given that she had the curse.
Yeah, with a curse like that, it'd be irresponsible to not be.
It's kind of her goal.
And as you're sort of looking up above, at first, you thought it to be a mark of the architecture. But in the openings between each of the pillars, you see statues.
Level 2.
And as you look, Muriel, Ruby, Isaac, the highest passive perceptions. You do look at their eyes and feel like some are watching as the eyes of the beholder continue to gaze upon you even now. These statues are strangely lifelike. Like 2 in... You see Ender kind of looks around.
Do you know where we are at all?
I do not.
Do these statues look like they were once, people?
Roll an Arcana check.
Yeah, what do the statues
look
look
a response from PJ?
You're not sure, PJ. You just see statues there. You don't have a high enough passive perception to notice that they're watching you or that they're kind of very, very lifelike.
5.
5. You have no idea. They could be really pearl cracked in stone or...
What's my take on the room? Like, What am I? Is there anything that's standing out? Like, are there any that are like actively like look like they have malice intent? Like anything that's like
Roll a
not
perception check for me.
Thank you. 21.
You see that the different statues seem to be in wildly different poses. You see one seems to be a man in a metal suit of armor holding a giant blade, mid-battle pose. You see another seems to be kind of an individual shielding themselves. Another just looks on with a look of surprise.
Looking for Gog.
Are these like combat-y like shots? Like
It seems so.
These are
Miria,
real.
roll an investigation check for me.
I'm looking for Gog. Help! Someone help me. What are we looking for? Gog. Warp word. What the fuck is
Does
Gog?
this room also have any like signs?
I don't get it. What do you mean? What do you
Wait,
mean,
one
Mario?
second. 1 second. Come here. What did you say, PJ?
Does this room have any signs of recent inhabitants?
Roll an investigation check for me. And then come here. What did you want to say?
What do you?
Can I get a +6?
You have to explain, Miria. What do you mean?
Gog turned to stone. Can I get a +6, PJ?
17.
Wait, he did?
yes.
Yeah, he was.
17 for the investigation check. Also, why do you want plus?
Because I want to roll high enough to see if I can find Gog.
Why do you think Goth is here?
I saw him turn to stone.
Yes, you're right.
I have a hunch that he's here.
What did you get?
11.
Plus 6.
Oh, 17.
Did you get guidance?
Miria.
Mhm.
You see, sitting back up against the pillar, hand out, chasm in his chest, and half of him missing from here down. The leg is still there, but from sort of up here down, you see Gonk.
Found him.
You also
Holy
notice
fuck.
that the steel crystal
Is gone.
gone.
Mhm.
I'll say, PJ, now that you notice that Miria is saying looking for individuals that you know, you realize what this room actually is. And who the people are in this space. Are all people who went after this beholder. Roll a perception check for me.
Can I look for prismarine in here?
Is this the Beholder's fucking statue garden?
Yeah.
What a lucky that. And then plus 6 for 22.
22. Ruby, roll an investigation check for me.
That was a good roll. 28.
You don't find prismarine. PJ, you got a 22, you said?
Yeah.
I saw it in a vision.
As you're
Gog was-
looking, you're moving to the face of each of these statues, realizing that these are people. You move, statue to statue, frantically looking at each of them. And you recognize 3 individuals. First, an elven man, crumpled on the ground, a blank stare. The center of his chest looks like intense wound was there. Half of his face destroyed. Hey, Cole. Half of his face is destroyed. His hand lays out. Runan.
Is it like the same size? Same size of him?
Exactly how you found him.
That's how I found him?
All those years ago.
Is it like on a pedestal, on the ground, or is it like elevated?
On the ground, in the opening of one of these, sort of in between each of these pillars, almost like highlighting it, like a window.
I can save him all.
PG's gonna go up to it and sit cross-legged in front of it.
So you sit cross-legged. Your attention is then pulled as on the peripheral of your vision. You see a smaller figure.
Toby.
He cranes his head a little bit.
About 3 feet tall. A shock of white hair. Big bug-like eyes. Mid-casting. Something. The gaze caught, and you can see from kind of the center of his chest seems to be almost like a black chasm. It's almost turning to dust and has been midway stopped in the center of casting. Otto.
No.
I had a feeling. I knew it was coming.
Kamir notices Otto too. He's like, he like audibly gasps.
PJ, can I try something?
PJ, you notice one other figure before Muriel says that.
At this, PJ stands.
Your vision drifts away from Otto. And instead falls upon a woman.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no, not like this.
You see half of her face is contorted, almost corrupted in some way, as an eye seems to be turned into a draconic slit of sorts. Her hand reaching out, a clawed talon. Like half of her seems to almost be consumed in agony, but reaching out. The center, the middle of some kind of protective charge. A duality of sorts. Her skin kind of flawless on one side. You can see long, kind of dreadlocked hair that's pulled to the kind of small of her back. A powerful woman. But you do see that half of her seems to have some kind of corruption taking her. Something that you notice about all of these figures is that even if they were to be unpetrified,
they would still be dead.
They would still be dead. As they've almost been stopped right before the moment of their defeat, of their fall, as a kind of trophy this beholder keeps. As you recognize each of these individuals, each of these statues is a piece of pride for this beholder. To capture the moment right before someone's death.
Are any of is there anybody that Kamir recognizes? Just like maybe from like witness pictures, or would he not recognize anybody that PJ hasn't?
Go ahead and roll. I'll say a history check for me.
I'm gonna ask the same question if anyone that Isaac would have recognized from college and the Empire.
Roll a history check for me.
28.
I have zero connections to this place.
28. Alright. Kamir and Isaac.
9.
Isaac?
No, I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9, okay. Isaac, it doesn't take till Kamir points it out. But, Kamir, you recognize a dragonborn.
Was this your hubby?
Seems to be wear wizard robes. They seem to have like kind of spectacles on the bottom of their nose. And they seem to just hold their horns in their hands. They're on their knees. It seems to be a giant, just like, cavern through the center of their chest. You recognize this from a photograph.
Yep, he was one of the. I point to him and he says, "He's one. That was one of our suspects."
Yeah. Dreldor Terragorn. Yes,
is this
PJ.
Kanku?
That was confirmed to be mom, your mother. PJ, as you're seeing all of these statues, as you're all kind of like looking about, recognizing these individuals, you hear a voice, PJ, creep into your mind. I could offer you something. Offer you vengeance. The blood of those who hurt you. Spilled. You could be great, you know. We could be great, you know. All you need do is accept me and pray. Stop resisting. You see where it led them. I can give you vengeance, sustenance, conquest, bloodshed. Let me help you. Let me serve you.
Is it pray him or break him? You guys see PJ's gauntlets just light up with electricity.
PJ?
PJ, what's happening?
He looks down at his hands and he slams them full charge into the ground.
Oh no.
No.
You see the electricity beginning to from where you centered it. PJ, what are you trying to do?
He's kind of trying to distract himself by slamming his fist into the ground. And he's doing it at full power, so he feels electricity burning himself.
Okay. PJ, go ahead and roll full damage for your electricity, for your gauntlets.
What's the rating on this?
It's just centered on the ground.
Oh,
it's not centered on any one person.
So go ahead and roll full damage for how a normal attack would hit an enemy.
Damn.
With both gauntlets?
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron, I'd like to do something after this.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever used both gauntlets in front of you guys. Only one gauntlet.
Oh shit.
Awesome.
Don't go Azula on us. Honestly, PJ Azula crossover? Hold up.
Oh boy.
They're merged.
That
They
is
merged.
100 damage, 97 lightning, and 3 force.
Okay. PJ. You take that full damage, and as you do...
Oh shit! Oh fuck!
Yeah, you said you centered it on yourself.
No, I centered it on the ground.
Yeah, but...
Whenever I use full charge,
it burns out your gauntlets and you're trying to distract yourself, right?
I am not trying to attack myself.
You said distract yourself. Okay, PJ, I'll say you can decide to take half of that, but I don't really understand why you're casting out the thing if you're not.
It's like how when someone's angry they punch a wall. He's
Okay.
slamming the ground.
PJ, as you do, also you take half of it.
Still
As
take
you
damage from
into the wall, and you... and you're keeping it from also...
Theoretically speaking, if Ruby were to angrily cast
Fireball, like, centered on herself, she would still take damage.
She would still hurt.
Yeah.
Every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah, so I'll say you take half, because it's centered on the ground, and that will conduct about half of the energy. But as you do, feeling that pain course through you, trying to give your mind an outlet, you just hear a manic laughter in your mind. You think you can keep me away and bay the goddess of conquest?
Mirio, do something, please.
I can help you. I can aid you. You see how your first instinct was to turn to violence. That is me. That is what lives within you.
Can we tell that anything specific is going on?
Roll an insight check. For anybody who would like to.
I'm not. I don't care. I'm walking over and hugging PJ, and even though he might be thrashing, I'm not letting go.
PJ.
It's pretty clear that they're distressed.
PJ, as you move up, what was half of that damage, PJ, that you just took?
Well, complete half is 50.
You see Mirio sort of comes up, and as Mirio, as you are moving up, the lightning arcs across you. As you move up and you go to hug PJ, you feel the lightning begin to take you, and you begin to shake as you're holding on, clasping tight to him.
PJ, calm down.
You take 50 points of lightning damage. As PJ, you are continuing to shake.
Insight.
16 on insight. Ash, you know how Grim operates. She's tactful. She waits for the perfect opportunity when those of her victims... she waits till they're most vulnerable to strike. You get the sense... that could be what's taking place. Something very similar happened to you years and years and years ago when you lost your faith.
Wait, I need to roll
two things.
The holy weapon up, or else everybody's with a flashback.
As I am also going to approach PJ.
ET 25. Uh-oh. That's not good.
That's really not good.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I lost concentration on holy weapon, which means Isaac's weapon drops, and it basically is going to deal a giant radiant flashbang to everyone in the party.
Before that.
Before that noise.
Yeah. Gosh.
Walk up to PJ and I, at the same time... Actually, no. I am going to walk up, take my Helm of Mind Shielding off, and plant it on his head.
PJ, you feel a giant, very sweaty helmet. This kind of falls past your eyes.
And at the same time, I am going to unattune from it.
Okay. As you move up to PJ and do this, Ash, you will still take the 50 lightning damage. As well.
Share the wealth.
But you are there, hand on PJ's head, having unattuned from your helmet as it is placed on your own head. Is anyone else doing anything?
I'm in the back. I'm reaction casting shield. I'm like, fuck this shit.
Okay. And anyone else?
I'm making sure no one's gonna try and attack us while, so half our party members just got hit by lightning. My eyes out.
Yeah, I'm Ash.
I'm just kind of watching the scene unfold, unsure of myself. Just fuck, not again. Why do I never know what to do when this happens?
Ash, take care of PJ real quick. PJ, I'm not leaving. Give it a try.
As the radiance kind of dims away, I'll say it's not like a bang, but it is there's a slight dull in the weapon, so it doesn't really have as much as an impact.
Oh no, it specifies when the spell drops, it erupts into a bright light of a 40-foot radius.
You see that PJ...
Yeah, but it doesn't affect anybody because I choose who it affects, and I affect no one.
Okay, so you see like sort of like there's like a small blip from Isaac's weapon as Mary, you sort of step up. PJ, you continue to have this onslaught of thoughts. And a choice has been presented to you. Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw with advantage because of the helm.
+4.
Thought you're geniusing that. $17.
17.
And that's with a lot of bonuses.
PJ,
And a lesser genius.
holding tight to Ash, clasping onto your gauntlets, is a wave of what has happened to all of these people that you care about erupts over you. You are not consumed by the bloodlust curse. However, the choice still stands. You have an opportunity here, a decision to make. It mirrors the one that you made all that time ago. As you look up to the ceiling.
Does not decide your destiny.
As you look up to the ceiling, PJ.
That is for you and you alone.
Your head pounding. You hold the gauntlets to your head. Everything is spinning so fast. Your heart is pounding in your ears. You look up and you see the two drakes in constant battle with one another, wondering if this will be your fate too for all of eternity. To fight. And you are so tired. Would it be easier to just give in? To no longer have to fight these urges? To let her take control? To just rest for a moment in the chaos and relinquish? That same voice continues to echo in your mind, but another's rings truer, louder. You hear Ash speaking to you.
It is at this point that I finally process the fact that I actually have a helmet on my head. And I'm centered back into reality by looking at the statues of my mother, my father, and Otto. And then looking behind me and seeing Dog. Maybe it's what's left of Dog. I have some of the scrap metal on me. I have my gauntlets equipped. And I gave Trinellis my headphones. But first, PJ kind of takes Ashiel's arms off him. He walks over to Gong and kind of traces what's left of the helm a little bit with his hands.
You feel the smooth stone. Different. But so familiar.
And how he traces the helm and looks into the chest cavity. It is very cognizant of the spell he used to put his father's soul into Arbor's body. And it's almost like he's saying goodbye with the same way he used to say hello. And then he turns, goes to his father's statue next. And sees his hands. He examines the hands and can see the paper cut from the box he put PJ in and hid under the desk. And he sees the bow across his body. As he's just trying to distract at this point. He's fighting, but trying to distract from the son he left behind. And PJ does a hunter's salute to him, tapping his boots, and then doing an arm gesture to him. Because his hunting party never knew what happened to him. And they probably never will know what happened to him. He goes to his mother's statue, bites his tongue, and takes the metal of his hand. It takes some of the blood. And he remembers from seeing Chandri, and especially the books, in her and Oranius' study, the different Akanian markings they would draw themselves, and the tattoos of the people from ages past. And using his blood, he draws the different sigils and markings on what's left of his mother's body, so that, although she can never do it personally, she could return to her people, even if her corpse is still here. And then he walks over to Otto's body and sits cross-legged in front of him, staring him down, especially the goggles, and not saying or doing anything, just staring at him. And you can see PJ is trying to fight back his own tears, and he's in his head. But it's weird because he's not making any jokes or making any sarcastic comments. Crazy things have happened to him, and he laughs it off, or screams or curses at the blood bear goddess as a way to tell her to fuck off. He doesn't say anything. And it's very unusual for someone like him to do that. Because this is a scene that he, as much as he thought it might happen, it was the worst of all circumstances in his head to happen. And it's right here in front of him, and he can't help it. He doesn't know how to say goodbye to Otto. So he's staring at him. So he doesn't have to just yet.
Aaron. I had left PJ to go stand in front of Otto. I would like to try something.
1 second.
Cool.
PJ. As you continue to feel this fire pillowing your chest, you're unsure if it's grief swimming or anger, vengeance or sadness. You hear two words. Words you've heard before. Each posed as a question. Reject. Embrace.
I didn't hear the second one. My apologies.
Embrace.
Ash is still, like, on one knee in the same place PJ left him, just watching this with all 6 eyes.
You guys see PJ get out of the folded leg position and sit on his knees and like standing at attention. And he just starts signing to himself. I'm not sure if any of the players or the characters speak sign.
Ruby does, I believe.
Hell yeah, Ruby.
A few times done, yeah. I think you taught me the basics. I don't know everything, but I know like enough to where I'm okay.
You taught me my.
Ash would know military signs.
Would.
So I would recognize some words, but it would be stuff like stuff that would be relevant in a battlefield situation. That's all I know of sign language.
And then thieves can't stuff, but that's all different.
So then, definitely, I can text you, Aaron, the full speech.
I think you should say it out loud, PJ.
Damn it.
A kind of
Have your moments.
A kind of soliloquy. As PJ, you don't do this for anyone else. You're not performing for anyone else. But you are still left with a decision again. In the face of carnage, death, and destruction. What to do?
PJ takes off his helmet, shoves it into Ashielra's chest, and he's gonna start pacing between the three statues, refusing to look at Gonzo. And it's almost like he's talking to the three and to himself, and mainly to himself. And there's a delay of his words to his sign. He signs it first, then says it out loud.
I'm gonna stand reverently in the back and I've just been like, kind of keeping an eye on the place, like also paying respect for Otto.
My eyes have not. I've been looking at PJ this whole time. My eyes have not gone off. Yeah.
It's like I've been examining Autumn this entire time. As it's making sure no one enters. Not as it's just making sure there's no one.
You all continue to just watch. PJ, his footsteps echoing amongst this cathedral haunted of sorts. His memories come back to him, flooding him. As an internal monologue is made external.
To a goddess of war, a goddess of vengeance. It is the cup that is never filled, as you fought with the gods, and so you now have mortals fight for you. Servant to me, you've made dozens, if not hundreds, servants to you, myself, Ashielra, my mother, her sister, countless more. The gods have died on your behalf, and yet you are still here. Are you guilty? Do you have survivor's guilt at your actions? Do you just want to see more bloodshed? A cup with the hole, is that what you want? The holes in your chest, the holes in their faces, the holes in my friends' hearts. How many lives have you trampled so that your cup could still go empty? You talk to me of vengeance, that you can help me. Other gods have offered. One of knowledge, one of love. But the one of vengeance is the most persistent. But I ask you, what is more persistent, love or hate? They're not different, similar. I'm sure my winged friend would agree. But you tried to take again and again. I accepted you once. Could have rejected you once. I had to see an entire city murdered, both by my hands and by my aunt's hands. How many people were slaughtered at that time? How many people were slaughtered when Chandri saw it through my mother's eyes? How many did Ashielra experience? Still experiences, that has to wear his helm to deal with you. He might have chosen you, he might have been forced to choose you. Anyone of my bloodline is forced to have you alongside them. An assurance that your vengeance will continue to go on. And here I am making my own choice, What choices did the people before me have? The people like Ashielra have? Did the people affected by this have their own choice? And did they all choose vengeance because you lured them like this? These people are dead and you know it. And you played into their deaths. So why would I help you of all people? And why would you help me of all people? So I could be another person in your cup? Once again, to fall by the wayside? You keep drinking from a cup, once again, never filled. And you will never be fulfilled by your actions. So maybe you should pick to be the goddess of something else. Because it's never gonna be filled. I may turn to violence. But I was there before you were. Before you emerged into my subconscious. Maybe that was you, I don't know. But my mother channeled that into engineering, to what you see here. To what Gonk became. To the relationships here that I had to build through love. Yes, through loss, but through love. Through Arath. Someone I've sworn to become, I guess, the tattoo artist of. But that's a side point. You picked your goddess war, you picked your god war. People died for you. Arath chose mortals. And something got done. I'm presented with two choices. Again. They don't really seem like choices. They're ultimatums with very clear consequences. And ultimatums that, by all meaning, are ridiculous. Don't preach to me about your self-worship. Okay. Your selfish righteousness is not for me. I didn't before, but I can reject you now, and I shall. And I will keep rejecting you. I will keep doing it. I'll do what Chandri and my mother couldn't.
Holy fuck, that was so good.
PJ.
Well said. Community shows well said.
You hear Ruby's very monotone tone. Poetic justice, indeed.
And then PJ, after saying that, very quickly goes up to his mother's statue. And I'm sorry for taking your name in vain. But someone had to say something.
I'm gonna go up to PJ. I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder. I'm gonna say,
He doesn't notice you were there and like freaks out at you.
okay, I take my hand off. Listen, saying no to a god like that is honor. You did a good job. You made the right choice.
And as you all look on to PJ, you look into his eyes, and you're struck by something. The gold that sits there is more vibrant than you have ever seen it before. And for a moment as he blinks, looking to all of you, his support, his connection, his family. You see two gold draconic slits emerge. And seemingly growing from the sides of his cheeks out, glittering in the darkness, pinpricks of light in this ever-consuming hall of dark. Golden scales highlight his cheeks. And for a moment, I could swear it could be a trick of the light. Spiritual gold dragon wings emerged behind him, almost like a halo. And he looks onto all of you. He blinks once more. The scales fall away. The gold slits turn back into his same signature gold eyes. But PJ, deep within you, you feel something has changed. You feel as though, for the first time in your life, you can breathe. The talons are no longer synced into your back, but rather wings hold you aloft. As you gain the benefits of Reject the Bloodlust Curse.
Is it the same one that I'm on right now?
Yes, it is.
Aha!
You gain a permanent +1 to AC. You have advantage on wisdom saving throws against being consumed by the curse. Because of the constant state of battle in your psyche, you are vulnerable to psychic damage. And as you continue to demonstrate, you're standing against this curse. Your Draconic Guardian will spurt from you. At some point in your journey, Draconic wings sprout from you for 1 hour each day. PJ, if you would like, you can gain these benefits. These will result themselves in physical changes, such as your eyes changing to be the gold draconic slits, and gold dragon scales will appear on your skin, at least portions of it. If you would like it, you can take those aesthetic changes. If not, they can only sprout when you battle, if you would like that instead. But they can be a constant they can be a constant addition to your appearance if you would like.
Are they conscious of PJ, or do they just kind of happen?
However you would like. It is your decision.
Fan art's about to get crazy. If you guys have seen Hunter x Hunter, when excited or like very frustrated, eyes are slits. Passively scales on his cheeks. But when he's fighting, he definitely has scales along his arm.
Alright. So, PJ, as you stand in resilience in your epic soliloquy, I might say, fucking phenomenal. You look to your friends, a newfound strength residing within you. Miriam, you wanted to do something. Sorry.
Can PJ say something really quick?
Yes.
Yeah, Ash is gonna walk up. You can see there are like tears in his eyes, all 6 of them.
PJ just looks to Ashiara and says, "You don't need your helm. Let her drink from her empty chest."
He's gonna reach out and sort of like tussle PJ's hair.
PJ kind of...
You feel, as you're kind of tussling his hair, somewhere in there, 2 tiny little dragon horns.
Oh.
Just in the wildness of it. You can't really see them because of the hair, but they're there now. As PJ, you realize something, I'll say.
Fine work, PJ.
Sitting within you.
Community says fine work, PJ.
PJ, if you would like, roll an insight check for me. Because I realize this might be a bit of lore that, because of TJ's very high intelligence, he might pick up before certain events in the campaign, just based on the nature of what's happened. If you roll high enough, I will be asking everyone else to leave the call.
Oh, fuck.
+6 for a 27.
27.
Alright, time to leave the call.
Could everybody please leave the call for me for a moment?
Real quick.
Wait, hold on. I'll meet you guys all in horny jail.
Yeah, real quick, Ash just responds, if you've continued to teach me anything, it's that the gods are not as high and mighty as they think they are. And is just going to set the helm on the ground.
Fuck yeah!
Goodbye.
PJ.
Hello.
As you feel your own appearance, feel the dragon horns sort of poke out just a little bit. See the draconic slits in your eyes and the dragon scales. You recognize something. Why the Ravenwoods specifically seem to be cursed by the Bloodlust Curse. And you remember, they're draconic bloodline sorcerers. They are direct descendants of the first gold dragon and first red dragon, Grim. And you realize that before she was corrupted, before all of that, she represented light, goodness, law, order, justice. And that she is nothing more grim now than a scared child who has been finally put in her place. And you recognize the connections that the Ravenwoods have. As you've made a choice that many, many, many have not made. And with that choice comes understanding of this revelation. That you are a descendant of the first gold dragon.
Before we invite them back to home,
Mm-hmm.
can I spoil something?
You may.
All of the gods in my campaign. Which makes that so much cooler.
You told me that. I knew that.
Fuck yeah.
So.
Ah!
Yeah.
Fucking Ravenwoods.
Descendant of the first gold dragon. Alright, everyone can go ahead and be brought back on. Would you mind letting everyone back in for me?
I will join them in horny jail.
Please do. Thank you very much.
Yep.
I'm back.
Hello.
Telling the tea, Jeremy got horny with Zach.
Oh god.
It's not just me who's noticed that this entire server group has become, like, exponentially hornier since we all went to college, right? I'm not the only one who's noticed this.
I told myself I wasn't to start dating in college, yet it happened.
Hey guys, I just want to take credit. This isn't because of college. This is because you guys have known me. Ever since you guys have met me, it's begun exponentially. We just
That's
reached
true. Although, Jeremy, to be fair, I met Brian Dungan before I met you, and...
Oh god, yeah. He said some interesting things to you freshman year.
Oh god.
That's interesting things.
Anyways, Aaron.
White souls.
So, Ruby, I'm gonna need your help here. I need a
Okay.
Mistress of the Arcane. I don't know what you can do, but I might need something.
Maybe I can figure it out. What's up?
First things first, Aaron, I'm gonna reach out to Otto and cast a Death Ward.
Okay.
And then,
Mirio,
yes,
may I recommend we do something like this after we save the day?
absolutely not.
I don't think this place will exist after we do.
That's my concern. If we destroy the holder, the labyrinth will crumble.
And if
Yeah.
none of these spells work, can we please put them in your bag of holding so I can put their statues in Agonia?
My bag of holding can't take that much. There's a limit.
Can I make a bag of holding?
Who has the good bag of holding? Don't you have a
I think
bag
I might
of
be able to
holding?
make one.
It's
I
like
think a bag of holding is also like this big. These statues are life size.
True.
But it's like a very large bag of holding.
Yes, but you can't fit like a huge statue into a small, normal-looking bag.
I can cut it into pieces.
No, you can't.
If you really want, you can kill your friend.
I call Sophia over, and then I hand her a diamond, and I'm like, can you crush this up, and then divide it into 3 equal groups? And I hand you a diamond worth 300 gold pieces.
For pizzazz, can I like keep my hands up without using a spell slot to like crush the diamonds?
I'll allow it because it's fucking cool.
Yay!
You see, like, you get this diamond, and like Ruby just starts to like move her hands around it, and they start to heat up, and then it goes into tiny, tiny little pieces.
And then can I examine Otto's statue?
Sure, roll a medicine check for me.
I'm specifically looking for chips, like not just minor chips, but like whole limbs missing and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Guidance. Brilliant.
You see PJ still looking at Otto.
Yeah, 21.
21. Give me one moment. Alright. Miria, with a 21, you examine, it's surprisingly enough because these statues are so lifelike.
Mhm.
You realize a couple of things. Seems that Otto was hit in the square of his chest with a kind of evocation ray. And from that, there's also been some sort of, almost like a sort of poison that has stretched across his chest. You can see his veins are bulging up against from where that hole is. It's literally his heart is gone.
Excuse me?
His heart is missing. It is gone. It has been corroded away.
That's not true. Wait a minute, there's still something.
It's bullshit. I did not hit her.
Hold up.
That is true. His heart is missing.
Hold up. This couldn't work. I need to reread this one spell and just make sure that it works the way I...
You're lying. Sorry.
You are lying. Has anybody seen that episode of Can't Critical Role? Where Rish is like to Matt, you are lying.
Lying!
You're lying. I saw
Which episode?
When she when Keyleth says, we're basically gods.
Oh,
Okay, Aaron.
I'm behind on this campaign
I've
already,
seen
y'all.
I've seen that clip. I have not.
Yeah.
I've seen the clip.
I need to actually watch campaign 1 at some point.
So good.
Aaron, so
Need to watch
I'm
Vox Machina at some point.
I'm executing this in a very particular order, and this matters. Okay? So, Death Ward.
Okay.
You said, like, none of these people have officially died yet. They're just on a break. So,
They're the moment before death.
yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm going to cast, this is the progress of events, and then I'm going to cast Greater Restoration to unpetrify him. Death Ward will activate, immediately stalling his, like, death for a turn.
Okay.
Because, like, he's still going to die because he has no heart, but it's going to bring him back to one, like, keep him at 1 HP for 1 round.
Okay.
Immediately, in that round of his 1 life, I'm casting Regenerate, which allows him to heal any limbs or body parts.
Okay.
Any,
Okay.
including a heart.
Okay.
So that's the specific thing that I'm doing. But first, this takes time to cast, so I'm chancing. I'm gonna start casting
Muriel, I'll say for the purposes of this, go ahead and roll a religion check for me.
And this is where Ruby comes in.
Religion or Arcana check. Ruby, you could roll an Arcana check, or Muriel, you could roll a religion check.
This is where Ruby comes in.
Boss?
Guidance on Ruby.
What do you want, boss?
Okay. Please, dice. Okay, that was pretty good. Is there any guidance or? Oh, you said you aid me. I gotta roll again.
Oh, I also have death-related things, if that can help. By the way,
if you can like try stalling his death. I don't think it's gonna matter because I just need one.
Would spare the dying work? Can I try using spare the dying?
No, because he's.
I don't think he can be stabilized if he's missing a heart.
Yeah, I didn't think I could help, but I was just wondering.
Do I get any guidance or no?
Yeah, I said guidance.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you.
You're good.
I can give you +6s because I'm out.
That's what you think.
I'll take a +6 just to be safe. Or 36.
PJ's out of +6s.
Oh, you're out. Sorry. I'll be at 30.
Okay.
You wanted 36?
Yes, to be safe.
Ruby. As you see Mirio, you know him so intensely well. You know him better than sometimes you even know yourself. And you hear him kind of rambling on about these different plans that he has. And in the time you've spent with him and the study that you've done, you get the sense that it's probably not going to work. However, if the plan is altered slightly, and if you have a lot of luck on your side, this plan to bring Otto back could possibly work if he uses Death Ward to cast the regeneration spell. Otto will probably die within that moment of the spell being cast to regenerate.
I'm saying this to the party it's happening.
However, you've seen Mirio do it before. A resurrection spell might do the trick if you can manage to get a heart in him. However, it's going to take the perfect moment. And it will take exact and precise timing.
Perfect.
Oh god.
Aaron, so the regenerate spell in this case is not going to be trying to stabilize him, it's just to get a heart in. That's all it's doing, is to regrow a heart. That's all its purpose is. It's not trying to bring him back HP. I'm going to start casting Glyph of Warding.
Okay.
I'm gonna divvy out diamonds into 3 separate parts. So it's like distinct. Like
it's all coming together.
I see what you're doing.
Casting Glyph of Warding, Aaron, and I'm putting a regeneration spell inside of it.
Okay.
And so I'm setting the condition to be that sets it off to be whenever a Death Ward spell is activated. So the second it is activated, the second it stabilizes him, that one will go off, initiating the regeneration spell.
Okay.
Like the immediate second.
Again, to bring Otto back, you are aware a resurrection spell is going to be needed.
Oh no, I know. This is to get him a heart.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is not the only thing he's doing. It's just step one.
Muriel,
this is step 1.
You get on your knees, clasp your hands together, and begin to light candles all throughout. And taking rose petals, begin to kind of drop them all throughout in a kind of circle around Otto as you're looking at this friend of yours who has been with you through so much, aided you through so much, and you feel the love in your chest expel from you. And you can see from Miro's eyes, he is crying for love of this friend.
And I initiate step 1, and I take the dust from Ruby and blow it into his face. And as I do, I'm going to recite a prayer, cast Greater Restoration, Reversing Petrification.
As you watch Otto, slowly but surely, he almost seems to break out as it slowly transitions, and you see the look of agony on his face as it breaks your heart to see this friend of yours die in front of you. As you can see,
Immediately, death board.
and you have a
You
moment
put some
of
hand over
time.
your mouth.
Muriel,
Go.
roll
Go,
a
bitch.
wisdom check
Okay.
to be able to cast this properly, to be able to do the spells in the exact order, use the proper components, say the correct incantation to do this properly.
Aaron,
Can I assist?
I don't have to do an incantation. It's automatic.
No, you. I understand that.
Okay.
This
She's
is
just saying do it anyway.
Ah!
I'll say no.
That
You
is
cannot
not a
assist, and
request.
Ruby, no, you
Is
cannot
it
assist.
just because Ruby's helping me?
No, this is purely your connection to Aroth and the study that you have done in regards as her high priest to be able to do this, to know the prayers, to know the meaning behind them that you need to imbue into this.
What check is this?
Wisdom. Check.
Ah,
Flat wisdom.
Flat wisdom.
17.
17.
I can't use
I
that.
could.
I can't use lucky on you.
Yeah, you can.
I don't think I can use lucky on other people.
I'm pretty sure you can. I know you can do it on enemy attack.
Let me see.
It's not an attack roll.
Yeah, it's whenever you make an attack
Yeah.
roll, then make our saving throw.
Got
So
it.
Muriel, 17.
Yeah, best I can do. Wait. Can I use my fragment for this? 2 charges for the wisdom.
That's for saving throws, I believe,
Am I
right?
going to use an inspiration point to help other people?
You cannot,
I don't have an
unfortunately, no.
Dang, I have an inspo point that I keep
No,
forgetting
that
about.
was that's all I got.
Muriel, as you get on your knees, kind of shaking a bit, you see Otto fall to the ground. As you put your hand out on his chest, his heart regrows, almost blossoming forth, as it seems you have been able to succeed and you have a moment of time.
I crush.
As
I
the heart stops,
That's fine.
but he has
the
one
heart.
now.
That's all that matters, Ruby. I hand you one of the biggest diamonds I have, like a massive diamond. Break this into dust. This is 1,000 gold piece diamond.
PJ is like sprawled on Otto's side.
And then I have and Ruby lay it down over Otto.
You want me to crush it up, you said?
Crush it up and lay the dust across Otto's body.
Once again, you see this, this intense focus, oh my god, don't freak out. Take a deep breath. Do your part as, I just try to focus the energy around, and just once I hit the safe spot and I feel okay, the diamonds just kind of, fall into my hands. The dust falls into my hand. Walk over to Otto, and almost in the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie, how all the flowers were laid on top of, what's his name? Before his burial or his fly-off send-off. I'm doing
Yondu?
Yondu, yes. Of Yondu, I just want to spray it very meticulously with the dust, showing that there is a purpose and a reason in everything that's done for
You
Otto.
see, as Ruby, you cast out these pieces, this diamond dust. It seems to glitter across his body like stars. As you look onto him, as you attempt this, Muriel, are you casting
Okay,
Resurrection?
Yep, it takes an hour to cast. Or sorry, no, I do not cast Resurrection. I cast Reincarnate. Wait, no, I don't.
No, you
No.
said you cast Resurrection.
Right, because one's the Druid spell and then one's the Cleric spell. Yes, Regenerate.
Okay.
What?
Regenerate. Yeah. No, wait.
Reincarnate. No, sorry,
Resurrection.
Resurrection.
Resurrection, you bitch.
Actually, I need to
Which
specify.
R spell are you casting?
Aaron, I do need to specify something though. I cast Resurrection at the 8th level. I do not have a 7th level spell slot left.
Okay. What 3 people are aiding in this Resurrection skill challenge?
PJ.
PJ?
Yeah, I was about to say PJ.
PJ goes last.
PJ?
PJ, go in last.
PJ?
Out.
Ruby, I think I saw Kamir
Yeah.
Yeah.
first. Those were the first 3 that I saw.
I had an idea. I think Ash would do it anyway, even if it doesn't count towards the skill challenge.
Anybody is welcome to add to it, but only 3 people can be a part of the skill challenge. So feel free to add. You could even aid one of your party members too, Ash. Like that doing whatever you plan to do could aid one of your party members.
All right, I will see what other people have in mind.
So.
And see if my thing adds to it.
I go up my harp, getting ready to accompany any poetry or any song.
Who is going first? Ruby.
I'll go first.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ruby can go first, then me.
All right. Ruby, as you see Otto's now no longer stone, but flesh and blood corpse before you, you're struck with how small he is. He was always so full of life and vibrancy as you knew him in life. But in death, so different. What do you do?
After laying down these diamonds, very, very specifically, I get down on specifically both knees, and I put my arms on his shoulder. Oh, Otto, how you have made the adventures of the 7 deadly sins so incredible and memorable. I remember the first time I came into your shop, how you made me laugh and smile and feel welcomed in a place where I felt like a total stranger. Your kind nature is unforgettable. You make us laugh and smile no matter what you say or how you say it. Your aura, your being, it radiates positivity and energy. You make us all feel so welcomed. As someone who can hardly remember a time where she herself has felt loved, for a fact, every time we've been together, I've felt that warmth. Not only with me, though, your impact on those around you leaves me speechless every time I reflect on this. Especially with PJ. That boy loves you like a father. You are the closest thing they have to a father. There has never been a day where I have not heard PJ mention something about you, some story, some adventure, some quirk. If it's not for us, come back for them, for PJ, for the kid who I love more than anything. The kid who has made such a profuse impact on my life that I don't even know what to say. You are so full of life, and you always have been so full of care and energy. You are this vibrant soul. Do not succumb to this darkness. I cannot bear to see you like this, and nor can your adopted child. Please do this for our love, but more importantly, please do this for the kid who has always loved you like a father. And I'm just gonna there's just tears rolling down.
Ruby. Roll a persuasion check for me.
$17.
Donks.
Ruby, as you cast out this plea, You watch the cold. You feel a chill as the tears roll down your face. There is no light. That expels from the 1/3
Fuck, sorry guys.
of the spell. Okay. Come here.
Did Kamir have something non-persuasion related in mind?
Saying something doing a non-persuasion thing would not be my strong suit. Charisma is my highest stat. It's
get your soul back in your body.
It's got me this far, so I don't think I'd be much help if I did anything else.
So I had. I don't know. I'm gonna do my thing, and people can decide if you want me to roll for it or it's just a flavor. But Ash is going to kneel down beside the body of this small gnomish man. In one hand, grasp the amulet of Didor around his neck, and with the other reach out and put a hand over Otto's chest, and I am going to not invoke, but channel Maximilian. Similar to the thing I did with Poe and the flower a while ago. As the amulet glows and you see basically another spectral figure, heavy amulet of Didor around his neck, symbol of House Glaive on his armor, in the same pose as Ash, opposite Otto. For all that the gods are worth, please, through whatever power you have, do not let this one be consumed by darkness. Guide this fallen warrior to where he belongs. And both through my own plea and channeling the spirit of the most devout through me, I'm going to try and see if Didor can in any way influence this.
Ash.
As a goddess of, like, just war and fallen heroes.
Yeah. Roll a religion check for me. If you would like, this will be...
Do people want me to roll for this?
This will be the skill check.
I do have an idea. I honestly don't want to do flavor. I know what skills it is.
I know but mine's really quick.
Might it help this?
I'm asking, as the party, would you like this to be the second skill check?
Probably,
for Otto?
I'd probably say no, because it's not as personal.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
I think it would
no.
help influence the second person.
Okay.
How about it aids? I'd rather it aid me than.
Okay. Ash. Because of your nature as a
Also,
paladin.
I have a -1 to religion.
Ash.
Yeah.
No.
Because of your nature as a paladin. You're casting out this prayer, less out of a mode of intelligence, but more devotion. Roll a charisma check for me. This will determine whether you are able to give Khmer advantage or not. Straight charisma.
Oh boy. All 3 of these dice have been screwing me over this session, so I'm gonna use this one.
Okay.
I feel like all of our Christmas presents to you will be dice. But for
Not
our
gonna
sake,
help.
yours things.
That's
Sometimes
fair.
people just curse, man.
That is a natural 19 for a total, just flat charisma, of 23.
You, holding your hands together in prayer, close all 6 eyes. And then, all at once, from behind them, look to Khmer. Khmer, you are filled with determination and purpose. As it seems a fire burns in the heart of your chest. As a just cause burns through your body. You have advantage on whatever check you do next.
Hell yeah.
Make it count.
Of course. Alright. We gotta. You see, Khmer kind of takes a few deep breaths. He considers his words. And he looks at Otto. He goes, "Hey, Otto. It's Khmer. I really, really wish this didn't have to happen to you. You didn't deserve any of this to happen. I remember the last I saw you, you had a deep smile on your face and just a passion for everything that you did that was so unfairly taken away from you when you were imprisoned here. And it's not fair. And so, please, if you could hear me, listen to my call. Listen to our call. We're reaching out. We want you to come back to us. We want you to experience life to the fullest. We want you to experience more than you're able. Because more than anything, we want to punish the person who did this to you. And making it so that you never died at all will be the ultimate revenge. I'm sorry if that sounds a little harsh, but you're worth it, man. Do it for PJ. PJ misses you. We all miss you. You're an invaluable part of our team. We will never forget you for as long as we live. So please, Otto, come back to us.
Come here.
I will also say, after the whole thing, Ash, stood back up and stepped back, but the apparition of Maximilian continues to sit in prayer over the body.
As Khmer, you look to this apparition. Look to Ingrid. Roll a persuasion check for me.
Okay, with advantage, right?
With advantage.
Yes.
Thank you for the advantage. I needed that.
Yeah.
And it's charisma? Just straight charisma.
Persuasion. So if you're proficient in persuasion,
right, okay.
add your proficiency bonus.
26.
You see the first leg
Yes.
Good.
of the sigil
Okay. I just go, yes, okay.
flare to life.
We can work with that.
That brings us to last, but certainly not least.
Guys, I'm gonna need so much help because I have no +6 left.
PJ.
You're muted, Zach.
Oh, yes. Isaac. You wanted to aid in the next leg of this?
Oh, sorry, we just froze.
Hello? Can you guys hear us?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect.
So
We both have.
PJ, there's a bonus. Simple gesture. Unholster Fiendish Fury. Incomplete projects. What a tinker loves. Just place in the center of the tool. If it consumes it, that's fine.
And to follow up, I kind of walk up next to him and I place down the first magic item I ever got, which is the Ring of Spell Sorting from Otto, and I place it on his finger. And I'm gonna play just on my harp some music, just some soulful music to accompany PJ.
This will consume both of these items, but PJ, you will gain advantage.
Fiendish Fury, not Reaper's Remorse. The thing I'm still building.
He's like, I love Otto, but not that much.
I think it's like a work in progress. I'm okay with that.
If it means anything, Aaron, there's 2 shields and 1 revivify in that ring.
PJ, you have advantage on your next leg as you see both of your friends kind of cough up all of these items as they're looking at Otto, this tiny master of tinkering and of the arcane, and the mind that lies behind those now cold, dead eyes. You saw they sparked with life even upon your first meeting. And you're filled with love for this tiny, old, little gnome. What do you do?
When we first met, I just came into your shop with this giant ass robot behind me, and your eyes were just so confused and excited. And then I made your entire shop smell like Rask dung as payment. I'd say it's been a quite eventful few years. Although, your life was stolen from you in a very inopportune moment. And I feel like part of that was Anastasia and my fault. But we have the chance to make that up to you. To give you a second chance for your inventions and for your adventures. And believe it or not, we do technically have a golf with us. Right next to us. Right next to you, actually. And I know you'd be ecstatic to hear this, but Anastasia's right next to us, too. As well as my dad. Believe it or not, the beholder and the person influencing that beholder have been after us for some time, and I believe they got to you. Well, kind of just yelled at them, one of them pretty bad. So I don't think he's gonna be here for a little bit. So I don't think she'll be tormenting you for at least 20 minutes, probably. I think at least 20 minutes would be enough time for me to hug you, for me to show you our latest inventions, give you a cube or two, and for you to tell me stories about your shop, hopefully good ones. coming back to Agonia. I could always visit Iranius or Chandri or run around, maybe visit my mom's. My mom's favorite places to be, but first thing I always did was go to your workshop and see your bright, smiling face at me. And now knowing that I might not be able to do that anymore makes me feel really sad. Just because all the people I used to love are right here, next to me and next to you. And although I have my sins with me, literally, it would be really nice to hug you one more time and to hear your laugh and see your goggles and see you hop up and down, and for me to show you, yeah, this arm really does make a lot of electricity. Although, if you were to give me a hug, I probably would make it smell like Jurassic Dog. I don't think you would like that. Although, I've been working on some new scents, but that's a topic for later. But the decision's up to you. I understand if you don't want to come back. It's been pretty terrible in Agonia recently. But I think that if there's a chance we can make Agonia better, or personally, and I know this is a bit selfish of me, if I get to see more of your inventions, hear more of your laughter, it's an Agonia worth saving, isn't it? At the very least, thank you for always being the shop and the smile I came home to in Agonia. Thank you.
Take your fucking advantage roll. Roll a persuasion check.
Your roll.
Use your extra advantage for that. That was
You take an inspiration point for that, PJ.
Aaron's like, just get on with your roll.
Both were the same. I got the same number for each roll. They're both
the same
22s.
nat 20, right?
They're both 22s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
You had your
god.
Aaron's like, don't do this to me.
Wait, what mods? What mods?
It's a persuasion check. So you add your charisma and your yeah. Oh god.
Zach and I were just like, come on, PJ, you can do it. Pave the way, put your back into
So
it.
PJ.
no, honestly.
PJ. Is this total expression of love befalls your lips? Memories swimming before you, and the very real possibility that no more will be able to be made ever again. You let your words ring honest and true as you see the second half of the sigil flare with rose gold light, and you feel the warmth of a Wrath sit behind you, almost like a mother's embrace, matronly from behind.
Dude, that's a real god right there.
A kind of pride taking her, but also a comforting presence to lead you through this difficult endeavor. Because to love is no small feat. Alright. That brings us down to the last roll.
The DM's roll. Do we
My
get
roll.
advantage on that?
I do not have advantage on it. It's just a
Oh.
straight, flat roll.
I know.
And if you would like, I will let you all choose which dice I use.
Oh my
Use the one
god.
that I gave you forever ago.
Yeah?
Use whatever
Blessing of
one you
Talisman
roll the
Gathering.
highest on, typically.
Yeah, that's mine.
Okay, then yeah, do that
That's
one.
My yellow
Zach's.
one? This one?
Yep,
Allison
that
Jackie
one.
dice.
Okay.
That one.
We have our crosses here.
Alright. as you all close your eyes, hoping beyond hope for a breath of air, a gasp at life to fill Otto's chest. You wait a moment. 2, 3. But no life falls the chest of this old gnome.
No.
It's Bambi. Mom? I really need some help here.
I will tell you guys the DC was a 15.
Also, it wasn't close.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, that makes me feel better than if it was like a 14.
Yeah, or even like a 12.
This is also the first time Mirio's healing spells have ever failed to save someone.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, guys. We have
we're
a...
calling your manager.
Yep.
Now to try it on my mom. Okay.
Did you hear what
No.
Zach just said?
What?
Zach just said, we're calling your manager.
Damn.
Okay, Aaron. Divine
I mean,
intervention.
yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and
Ready?
check the specificities of the resurrection-based spell.
So, Aaron, that's the first time I made you cry in a while.
Yep.
It was so good. It was so good.
Damn it. Nope. Divine intervention failed. That being said, I need a long rest.
All of us need. I have no +6s left.
And as you all sort of, for a moment, gather around the body of Otto, is there anything you would like to do?
I'm going to once again get on my knees. I'm gonna whisper in common, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. This fight is not over. It is never over. We will do this for you and for the hundreds, if not thousands, who have been plagued. Thank you for your mighty efforts and for giving us, and especially PJ, one hell of a time. We will see each other soon, and when we cross paths, I can guarantee that we will throw one hell of a party. And I'm going to put just a perfume, a very nice perfume, on Otto's head for fragrance, like to make sure, like a very poetic justice-esque thing.
Mm-hmm.
PJ's gonna lean down. He's crying at this point, and like tears fall on his face. PJ kisses his head, whispers in you, to make you proud, I'm gonna steal your shop. And it's gonna be as lively as it ever was.
Goodbye, old friend. That's
Really
all.
just kinda-
You
I
all
spoke goodbye.
hear laughter.
Oh fuck.
As you turn,
Oh,
you
no.
see
Damn, not.
Ander with their head in their hand, his head in his hand.
Bitch.
Rifle
Bitch out.
What a touching gesture.
hand out.
Truly, I am astounded.
I
And
instantly turned England into the sword and pointed at him.
You see Ander kind of wipes their eyes. Poor stuttering, and to Jude. Oh, touching, truly. And you see the form falls away. And what is left is a form you have seen, Isaac, before. A drow.
I pull the trigger.
One moment. Hair sort of braided to the small of his back.
It's your boyfriend!
Wearing sort of tightly fitting, sort of obsidian, almost like iridescent looking armor. Hands are adorned with rings. And a shock of 2 red eyes.
Wait, I recognize
Isaac,
him from
you recognize him as the individual you saw kneeling before Sardum in that vision that you had all that time ago.
Nonetheless, I pulled the
In the
trigger.
Hall of the Prophets. One moment, please. As you all ready yourselves, sort of relishing many attacks, you see he out a shield of magical prowess. Oh, you really didn't think that was going to work on me, did you?
To be fair, we always suspected you.
Oh, well. You really were not too smart about it, though. As you see, I've led you to my master.
We'll slap him around, don't worry.
And he snaps his fingers. And you can see that the entire hall shifts and turns, and from the center, opening up from what seems to be almost like a hole in the ground. A beholder.
Of course.
I'm out of spells.
Upward. You can see its blue, bloodshot eyes staring at all of you. As rotting and decayed all around it, 10 eye stalks stare onward towards you. And a large, toothy grin stares at you. And with that, we're going to end tonight's session an hour early. As next fight, we are going to have
No, we're on time.
the fight with Sardon.